you under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it.
What is happening? What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Firefles Wrestling Podcast. Today is Sunday, February 9th, 2025, the year of our Lord. The year of the snake, the Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake, yes.
Oh, you're getting better with your impersonations, man. I like it.
Thank you.
I dig it, man. And it's the year of retirements, man. It's the year of John Cena's retirement. He just had his final Royal Rumble match. He's gonna have his only elimination. No, not his only elimination chamber match. But his final elimination chamber match. Apparently, we're getting a Goldberg retirement. We still haven't heard about that. And I'm gonna add a new one in.
Okay.
It's the year of debuts and returns.
Yes.
Because we've had a pretty tremendous debut in Penta.
Yes.
Cero Miedo. And we'll go on to talk about that, man. We've had some returns at the Rumble, and we'll talk about that once we start talking about the Rumble. And just this week in wrestling has been crazy. It's been wild all over the place.
To say the very least.
Yeah. But before we get into it, before we start talking about it, we have a tradition here that we haven't really been following and announced, but we got our drinks for the day. I've got a Monster Rio Punch. Chris, what you got?
Regular Monster.
JR, what you got?
So I'm a little under the weather, so I've got some just H2O in here. So my got some sort of cold over the last few days. So
We'll drink for you.
try to get over it. Yeah. Nah.
It sucks. It really sucks.
I'm good. Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Oh yes, Waterboy. Yes, that's right. No.
But anyways, if you're joining us, go ahead and pop the top on whatever you're drinking. We got our energy drinks here. Little toast to y'all. Here we go.
Yes.
So I have a Liquid Death, but I'm not drinking that until later. But anyways, we're not sponsored. We would love to be. Monster, Liquid Death. If you feel like hitting your boys up, probably not. Come on, bring it in. Join us. Be a Firefly. But anyways, before we get into it and before we start talking about wrestling and about today in wrestling history, as we always do, Chris, how was your week?
It was pretty solid, man. Take me back to Indiana where there's cool weather. The Rumble was a blast whenever we talk about that.
Welcome to the North.
Had a lot of fun. Got to go to the convention center and check all that out. I got to see Big E, Tyler Breeze, Dirty Dom, and Drew.
Nice.
Their merch sold out really fast. Like, they didn't have any sizes for anybody but kids. It was crazy. When I tell you that an ant probably couldn't get into that goddamn building, there were so many people. Like, obviously, we know that wrestling promoters as a whole like to gas up their numbers. And we're like, oh, yeah, we're rounding it off. It's 70,000 when realistically it's like 67. No, there was at least 67 plus thousand people in there. It was fucking insane.
Damn, dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Welcome to the North in the cold weather in February.
I missed it. Apparently, I just missed like negative weather. I'm like, God damn it.
Woo! Goddamn. All right, JR, how's your week, man?
Week's been good, for the most part, aside from getting a little bit of the weather. But it's okay. I've got enough energy for tonight. Fly, Eagles, fly. Hopefully they take down the three-peat tonight there. So I do have some pizza to pick up later, of course. Got some wings to cook up as well, the traditional stuff there. Then I'll have some brewskis. I'll probably have some brewskis. Can't remember if I do, but I should. Hopefully,
Nice.
in that case there. But other than that, the condo's coming along nicely. I'd say about 85% complete now. Just that I just can't take any time off this month from work, so I'll have to do it in the beginning of March to complete it. So that's basically the bed, and actually 2 beds because they want me to set up the second bedroom right away. So I'm like, okay, whatever, fine, I'll do it. But other than that, it's good. And yeah, we had a snowstorm yesterday, or actually, still have a snowstorm here, sort of. So whatever, it's Canada. We're used to it.
Canada. That's awesome, man. So are you excited about the halftime show?
Kendrick Lamar, sure, why not?
Are you a fan of Kendrick?
I'm a fan of music. It doesn't matter. I don't care about this Drake Kendrick Lamar beef.
That's why I'm not watching it. I don't want to hear "Not Like Us" for the 87,000th time.
Oh man, I personally like Kendrick. He bodied Drake. I'm just gonna say that. We'll leave it at that.
Sure.
But anyways, man, my week's been a week, man. Just been taking care of the house. We had a nice little ice storm the other day. No school for kids, so because apparently Maryland's not equipped to deal with icy roads. We had a nice little ice storm the other night. Yeah, it was a good week, man. It wasn't bad. Yeah, it was a chill week. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft.
Oh man, we had PSN down for like almost an entire day.
Oh
so.
yeah, no, I heard about it. See, that's
Friday-
where
Friday night
Supercard
was
comes in handy.
cool.
This is where Supercard comes in handy.
Did you see GameStop's response to that?
Yeah,
No,
it's like, oh, now you want physical copies.
I was like, dude, this is why I fuck heavy with GameStop. I don't care. They're awesome.
Hey, I'm just gonna say, I don't know the last time that Microsoft's networks have been down.
Hey man, that's fine. You guys are getting outsold by Nintendo, so there's that.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Yeah, we do have a trash game selection. We've got Halo, and Halo has been turned into trash. So you guys have God of War, and God of War has stayed untouched, and how great it is.
Thankfully, my latest game is a physical copy, which happens to be Tekken 8. So,
ooh, is it good?
Yeah. Oh, it's delicious. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Delicious.
Even if you're,
delicious.
it is delicious. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. It is delicious because it basically, even if you're a rookie, they're gonna guide you through it. So it's like, it's been one hell of a ride so far. Yeah.
I just started trying to play Payday 3 yesterday. It's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
So I don't know like how far back you've played Tekken, if you played all of them, but I liked in Tekken 6 how they brought, I think it was Tekken 6, maybe 7, how they brought in the New Japan gear into your characters that you could put on.
Oh, you know. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
As far as I did, funny as it sounds, I think the one I played the most was Tekken 2. That was the one that I played the most. I sparingly played. Yeah, I sparingly played the remainder ones because like I couldn't really get a hold of it, and then I didn't really get it, and then like some friends had the other Tekken games, but I didn't really play it as like often. But then with the Christmas tradition that I mentioned to you guys, I basically said to my cousin, "Give me this game," and she's like, "Okay, we'll get it."
Sick.
So, there you go.
Sick. Yeah, Tekken, I think it was Tekken 6 or 7. I got to do my digging on it. But one of them, they actually introduced some gear from New Japan. So there was a New Japan shirt that they put on that you could equip with any character that you wanted. Also, I think they had a Rainmaker shirt for King, and they had Okada's Rainmaker gear back when Okada was good. And he wasn't fucking garbage. Beach. But anyways, yeah, man. I've been watching wrestling, playing some Minecraft. I've been playing modded Minecraft. I love Minecraft. It's my game. and then play a Supercard, man. And we'll talk about Supercard. We'll talk about 2K25 at the end.
Yes.
There's some big things that we learned. Well, I learned. I don't know if you guys have dug into it, but
Yep. Nope. Up, down, down. Gave me the scoop. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have a next gen console, so like I'm pretty fucked when it comes to one of the game modes.
How you gonna drag Sony and not have a next gen console? Listen, motherfucker.
Okay, all right. You know what? It's on my Christmas wish list. All right, it's been on my Christmas wish list for a while.
I will call Nintendo to buy your ass out right now.
I guess
looks like.
I have an Xbox One X, the white one.
Also, the one the PS5 killed. Nice.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Anyway, look. I used to play PlayStation. I used to have PlayStation Network, and then because of a certain ex of mine, she was a gamer, and she said, "Hey, look, me and my family play Xbox, so if you want to spend time," so I converted to Xbox, which was a shitty move, and I've just been there ever since. So. I mean, I might get a PlayStation. I might get a PlayStation 5 or whatever new PlayStation they have coming out, and an Xbox. Who knows? But that's later on down the road.
Isn't the new Xbox called like the Xbox Microwave or something?
Probably because you put in it's as good as a microwave.
I gotta talk shit.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
You open that door. I gotta kick it open now.
I opened the. Hey, look. The only game that you guys have, well, the only two games that you guys have like exclusive that like I really enjoyed was God of War. I have never played the Spider-Man, but I have seen people play Spider-Man, and it is fucking phenomenal. The gameplay that I've seen is phenomenal, and the graphics are phenomenal on that. Also, Dante's Inferno, but I've played Dante's, and they just put it on the Xbox network. I don't know how they got the rights to that, but yeah, another great game. But anyways, we'll step away from the games for a little bit. JR, you want to cover today in wrestling history?
Absolutely, we sure can. We're gonna, of course, as we usually miss a couple of weeks here, we got to cover a couple of weeks here. So we're gonna go start with February the 2nd here to start off.
All right.
We have a little dumpster diving here to memory. We'll get. No, this is.
Well, that would be a fire, Chris. That would be a fire.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be dumpster fire. That's true. This one, but we'll get to that photo there shortly here. But we're starting in 1976. After being struck in the face, Susan Tex Green put the NWA Women's Champion. Susan Tex Green put the NWA Women's Champion, the Fabulous Moolah, in a shoot Rio submission hold and made her give up the match. Green held the Women's Championship for several days before being forced by Vince McMahon Sr. to give it back, re-awarding it to Moolah. Green's title reign is not recognized by the WWE. See, we don't talk about Moolah as often nowadays because of certain circumstances. In 1986, the NWA Superstars on the Superstation was held in Atlanta, Georgia, billed as a night of dream matches, voted by the fans. The show also had an appearance from country singer Willie Nelson on the card. On the card, the Midnight Express defeated the Rock and Roll Express to win the NWA World Tag Team Champions. The Road Warriors defeated Ivan and Nikita Koloff. Dusty Rhodes, if you will, retained the NWA National Heavyweight Championship in a match against Tully Blanchard as it reached the 20-minute time limit. And Ric Flair defeated Ron Garvin to retain the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. In 1986, Gino Hernandez died as a result of a drug overdose at just the age of 28.
Who was that?
Gino Hernandez. I don't know who he is, but
Sure.
yeah, rest in peace to him. And now the photo that you saw there. 1998, Monday Night Raw was in Indiana. The first match of the night saw Cactus Jack take on Chainsaw Charlie, a.k.a. the late Terry Funk, in a King of Hardcore match. The match ended in a no contest after Cactus Jack backdropped Charlie into the dumpster, climbed up on the Titantron, and launched himself into Charlie, still inside the bin. You know, the old famous bang, bang, elbow
Yeah.
to the bin there. Straight away, The New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, turned up and tied the lid shut before launching the dumpster off the stage, with Cactus and Charlie still inside. And that's Jim Ross's famous line, "My God, there's people in there! What you got?
That kick,
People in there!"
that kick started the guard. That ended up being their dumpster match at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, that's right. And they won the tag titles. You are correct. Yes, that's right.
remember that.
They had a short, brief period as the tag champions, and then New Age Outlaws won it back after WrestleMania, and they formed the new version of DX at that same night there. So, yes, good memory there. 2004, Monday Night Raw was in Pennsylvania. Before Trish Stratus could take on Molly Holly for the Women's Championship, Eazy-E Eric Bischoff came to the stage to tell Trish she wasn't the number one contender, so instead would be taking on Kane. Taking on Kane. Luckily for her, Chris Jericho ran out for the save, but was taken out by Kane for his troubles. With Kane still in the ring, Goldberg came out for what seemed to be an official match, but was fought to a no contest after a bolt of lightning hit the ring, and The Undertaker appeared on the big screen. And Goldberg hits Kane with a spear as the ring filled with smoke. Right. That little stuff there. So there, of course, there's Kane there, as mentioned.
Kane. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was in shape there.
That's
2008
my favorite version of Kane. I don't care. I love that version of Kane.
Yeah, the sadistic Kane. Yeah, he's setting Jim Ross on fire. Yeah,
There was 3 versions of Kane that I liked, and that was one of them.
Yeah. 2008, Brock Lesnar made his UFC debut against Frank Mir and would tap out when Mir locked a knee bar submission on him in just 90 seconds. Do you remember that? He came out like a house of fire on Frank Mir, but then he locked on the submission. But he got his revenge, thankfully, on Frank Mir. Became heavyweight champion.
And Will, yes, we are going through wrestling history.
Yes, that's right. 2010, Vince McMahon appeared on an episode of ECW on Sci-Fi to announce that in 2 weeks' time, the brand would cease to exist. It would be replaced by a new reality competition format that will be called NXT.
God, and the worst version of that goddamn show of all time.
Jesus. Those competitions were terrible.
Yeah,
the first season was good. I actually enjoyed the first season a lot.
Yeah.
And then it got worse.
The seasons after that got worse and all that. Yeah. Excuse me. Let's see here. 2014. TNA One Night Only Joker's Wild was taped in Birmingham, England, but wouldn't be available in America until May. So if you remember, I mentioned about some sort of battle bowl for WCW. This was basically the same thing. TNA did it themselves. In a Joker's Wild Gauntlet Battle Royal, Ethan Carter III, EC3, outlasted Abyss, Bad Bones, Bully Ray, Davey Richards, Doug Williams, Eddie Edwards, Kazarian, Magnus, a.k.a. Nick Aldis, Rockstar Spud, a.k.a. Drake Maverick, Sam Shaw, a.k.a. Dexter Loomis, and Samoa Joe to win the prize and the 100-pound prize. $100,000 prize.
Was that a pay-per-view?
No, it was basically kind of like a one-off thing. They were just taping some stuff there. Because, with TNA, they couldn't really do like live shows. So they basically taped like one-night things that they put on YouTube and such. But yeah, that was this day in wrestling for February 2nd. And notable birthdays, we have Brian Cage, 1984. God, what a disappointment he is. Teddy Hart, 1980. Dragon Kid, 1976. Takuma Sano, 1965. And Genichiro Tenryu, 1950. So that is for February 2nd from last week. And then we're going to go straight to February 9th here. And you just show you this photo here. This is what we're going to cover here for February 9th. Oh, my photo? Hold on.
No, it's still on the browser.
Okay, let's go to the next one here.
There it is.
Let's try it again. Okay.
All right.
There we go. Goldberg and Mr. William Regal. We're going to be covering that in this day here. We'll start in 1982 at a live event in Miami, Florida. The Masked Midnight Rider defeated Ric Flair. Woo! To win. There we go. Thank you. To win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. At the time, the NWA didn't allow masked wrestlers to hold their championship belts, so asked him to remove his mask after the match. The Rider refused, as it was actually Dusty Rhodes who was suspended at the time, and so the title was returned to Flair, who carried on as champion. Abyss.
The dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Abyss would be the first masked wrestler to officially hold the championship, but that wouldn't be until 2006.
That's sad. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Those
1998
old head traditions are horrible, man.
What's that?
I said those old head traditions were the worst.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, it's their tradition there. 1998, WCW Nitro was in El Paso, Texas, and in the main event, Rick and Scott Steiner won the WCW World Tag Team titles after beating Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. However, the show is mainly remembered for the match between Steven William Regal and Goldberg. Up until this match, Goldberg had been beating everyone he faced with ease and within a minute or two. Regal, however, wanted to put a proper wrestling match, and so that's what he does. Regal, interviewed years later by Steve Austin, said that himself and Goldberg were told to put on a competitive match. Goldberg, according to Regal, froze up during the start of the match and had been talked through the moves, but everyone was convinced that Regal was trying to show up Goldberg by out-wrestling him. He also mentioned that the rumor he was sacked immediately after the match, but Regal says he wasn't released until months later.
Yeah, that interview, I've seen that interview a couple of times. He did an interview on the Monday Night Wars documentary that they did in like 2014. When he's like, I was told to give a competitive 2-minute or 4-minute match, whatever it was. And he's like, if they did 2 minutes or whatever the number was, like, that's what you're going to get. And he said, I can't wrestle myself. I'm like, damn, bro, that's really bad.
Yeah, that was really bad. He was very green at the time, so.
I mean, he's been green his whole career, if we're being honest.
No lie there. Yeah, he's only just suited better as a 1-minute, 2-minute match. So, yeah.
The only time I thought he looked really believable, like I would even say when he was world heavyweight champion, he was still green as fuck.
Yeah.
Like when he came to WWE, the way that he did, I thought he looked better in WWE than he looked in WCW.
Yeah, especially when he took out The Rock there. I especially liked the one in Toronto where it's Survivor Series when he returned against Brock Lesnar and he just basically looked like a beast out of nowhere. That was actually a big surprise there. It was really cool.
Really quick, Will, do you mean world titles or are you talking about tag titles? Because I can name a bunch of masked guys.
If I were the masked wrestlers to win the uppercard titles were Kane, Mankind, Ray. Well, Kalisto won a mid-card title. You know, there's been a bunch of them.
Yeah, so. Like you got to specify in titles, bro. Like
you got to take your pick, man. Because like there's some masked wrestlers.
World titles, okay, yeah.
World title single. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yes. Oh yeah, there's been a few, of course. Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next one here. 2007. In Plainfield, Indiana, the IWA MS Payback Pain and Agony show was held. The main event was a hardcore rumble match in which Drake Younger became the new IWA MS Deathmatch champion. Sounds already okay. After outlasting Die Hard, Ian Rotten, Madman Pondo, Mickey Knuckles, and Too Tough Tony. These names are
what in the white trash bullshit?
I know. I was just gonna say, like, this is like backyard.
That's rural Indiana for you.
What was the Knuckles guy's name?
Mickey Knuckles.
What was the two-tone guy's name?
Sounds like he runs a biker
bar. We have Too Tough Tony.
Too Tough Tony.
Yeah, Tuff. Tony.
Got it.
In 2008, the wonderful wrestling company Kaiju Big Batel held a show called New York Blackout in New York. The wrestlers in the event are all a mixture of monsters, superheroes, and scabs.
Okay, really quick.
Costumes.
Has anybody seen a Kaiju Big Battle match?
No.
So I got to do announcing for a show down here for a Kaiju Big Battle match. I swear to God, it is the most fun match I've ever seen. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Good.
Somebody was dressed up as a scab. Another person was dressed up as the devil. Then there was like a Reptar. I don't remember the other ones, but it's honestly go on YouTube and look up just like one Kaiju Big Battle match. It's so much fun.
Oh, that's what this was. Okay. So let's read this out here. So we have Steam-Powered Tentacle Boulder and Sunbuster defeated Scab 1 and 2.
Scab, yes!
Scabs. Let's see the next match. American Beetle and Neo Teppen retained the Kaiju Double Danger Tandem titles against Uchu Chu and Yarsmenko.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see the next name.
Oh, I get tears in my eyes.
Dusto Bunny won the Roblox Robo Elimination Rumble against Pablo the Zombie. Pain, Super Wrong, Tad Bradley Hawaiian Paddler, and Tukor. And the main event, the main event was the Grudian against Call Me Kevin for either the Kaiju Grand Championship or 100 million, which were in one of the two black boxes. The Grudian got the upper hand to end the match and was able to choose first. Unfortunately, he didn't get the belt and had to make do with the $100 million instead. Meaning
had to make do.
Meaning
that's one thing out of the indie scene I think was one of the funniest ideas they've ever come up with, and I really wish that it could translate right onto TV because I think that would have fit very well under Vince's era of booking because he liked booking that goofy shit. But the problem is you can't do it in front of like arenas. Like you can't go to like MLA Arena or you can't go to State Farm Arena or nothing like that. You got to do it in literally like a backyard setting. That is
so like AEW.
No. I'm being genuinely serious. Like those like
working like
pavilions at parks, bro, for kaiju matches are fucking incredible because every single person that's there has no idea what the fuck a kaiju big battle match is.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it so funny because there was
like a bar.
There was like a whole section of little kids and their moms watching on one side when I was doing the commentating. When I was announcing the names, bro, she was like, "What the fuck is a scab and why is he a wrestler?" Comes out, it's a giant picked scab, an inflatable scab. And then the devil follows right behind him, bro. I'm like, bro, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I'm surprised somebody didn't come out in a penis costume and call himself Big Dick.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I guarantee you.
Sure they did.
Especially on like DDT or some shit.
Meaning that Call Me Kevin got the all important championship belt. Okay, let's get to the next part before I start clapping more. 2013, the tribute show PWS Thank You Jerry was held in Metuchen, New Jersey to honor Jerry Lynn. On the show, Kevin Matthews defeated Matt Hardy to become the new PWS heavyweight champion. Alex Reynolds took the PWS Tri-State title from Starman, and in the main event himself, Jerry Lynn defeated Lance Storm.
I know Kevin Matthews personally, great guy.
Whenever we finish this on this day, I just want to show you a picture of what Kaiju looks like.
Yeah, we're actually on the last point here, and then the birthdays here. Yeah, so, and 2021 on an episode of Impact Wrestling, the Good Brothers defended the tag team championships against James Storm and Chris Sabin. However, the match ended in disqualification when Private Party attacked the challengers. On the same show, ODB returned to the company, and Black Taurus made his debut.
Shots.
Yeah,
buried.
Notable birthdays.
Catering.
Notable birthdays: Tetsuke Sakamoto, 1981. 1980, Shelly Martinez. Yeah. And
Respectful.
1971, hopefully future Hall of Famer, Lisa Marie Varon, a.k.a. Victoria. That's the girl you don't want to mess with.
She's the lady to mess with.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you. And that is your day in wrestling, folks, for February 2nd and February 9th.
Jesus Christ.
All right, look, this is what kaiju looks like.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
When I tell you, bro, like after this podcast, you got to go on YouTube and watch like a segment of how fucking ridiculous kaiju is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
should
that
we
was
cover
crazy.
the releases before we go to Raw?
So we what?
Should we cover the releases before we go to Raw?
Yeah.
We can cover the releases. Before we say this, look, before we talk about the releases and stuff, I mean, I know we always talk about, releases and say this and say that. I'm going to say something, and I don't think it's really controversial. I know Chris and I have talked about this. Every time there's a round of releases, we see all these people on social media coming around, and they're like, oh, my God, it's so sad. I'm so mad. So-and-so is such a great talent. Where first, I don't advocate for anybody losing their job, right? Like, I don't like that. I don't want anybody to lose their job. But saying that, where was that fucking support for them when they were in the ring and they weren't getting over?
I said that same shit when Baron Corbin got released, dog. And anybody who actually knows me knows I'm a really, really big fan of Baron Corbin and Tom the human being. And my thing is, I feel like a lot of these guys and girls that were around for the Vince era were beyond saving. And it's unfortunate, and I'm not gonna defend Triple H for not doing more, but at the same time, we talk about this all the time. So when wrestlers come back from injuries, right? There are so many other talents that are so much further ahead of them. Like Cora Jade, for example. JR and I talked about this before she returned. There are it's an entire roster of women that are so much further in progress in character, in ring work, and getting a reaction. She is in the spot that she is in because she's best friends with Roxanne, but nobody's ready for that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that being said, the guys and girls that got released recently, there was just no support for 90% of those people. Nobody cared. And I hate saying that, but nobody cared.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, if you know on this channel, we talked highly of AOP. We loved AOP here. We love Paul Ellering here. They were great in the Final Testament. We loved Isla Dawn. I love Fire and Dawn. I don't know how Chris and JR felt about them, but I loved them. They had a unique style to them. And Isla Dawn is cake.
Respectfully.
But, I think, as far as getting over, or they just weren't being used. Like, look, when was the last time we see Giovanni Vinci? Giovanni Vinci was getting he was getting jobbed out to Apollo, and that's fine. So we'll go to.
I made a point about this in 2023 when they were doing it. I was super against Imperium coming back together. I am still super against that idea. Not because it wasn't a great trio, because one, this is not NXT UK. You're not going to get the appreciation for all three as a collective team in the States that you were in the UK. It's just not going to happen. It's the reality of the situation. It's just like Gallus. Not one person in Gallus stands out as a wrestler. And I really hate saying that because they are incredible guys. But none of them have a personality. None of them have microphone skills. So if they ever get called up, if they don't get released, and I hope they don't because I love Gallus, but if they ever get called up, bro, they're going to get crickets. Nobody cares. Just like GYV, nobody gives a fuck how good of a wrestler you are. You want to be a good wrestler? Go to TNA and make something of yourself. Go to AEW and probably sit in catering 90% of your fucking career. You know, and that's just the reality of the landscape of wrestling right now. AEW is over bloated. WWE is getting very bloated. And all the people that were released, it sucks. I love Isla Dawn. But again, there's nothing that the Unholy Union offered to that division.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing at all.
And then honestly, of all the releases that were removed there, I kind of feel sorry for Sonya Deville because
well, apparently she didn't get released. Apparently she just didn't
just a resign. Okay, but regardless, I feel as okay. Then you know what? But I still feel bad that she couldn't really get PFC over in this case here. Yeah. You know, because it's rather unfortunate because you've got a talented wrestler in Zoe Stark who keeps impressing me every single time she's in the ring there, and then you have someone like Shayna Baszler who's like over there nowadays. But now it's like you had this top heel faction, but you couldn't even get that over whatsoever, and then now Sonya is taking the bullet for this particular group here. It's like, now what do you do with PFC? Like, do you continue with those two, or do you bring someone in to, fill that void? I don't know. But with these releases, I think I mentioned this already in our group chat. It's like, unless you step up, you're gonna end up in these releases the following year. You may have like a 1 year reprieve because of injury and such. Like, I think I mentioned this to you, Chris. Apollo Crews, I think, saved himself by getting injured in this case here, because I think he would have been probably the next cut in this case here. But,
we'll hit some of these comments up real quick.
I hate to sound cliche, but John Cena said it best: step up or step aside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. David said, hello all. Hello, welcome, David.
Hi, David.
Ryan said AOP deserved more. Unfortunately, I mean, to be honest, I'm going to be honest here, and I'm going to be the critic here. They couldn't get over.
I agree. I was actually talking about this with my friend Will. My friend Norris the other day, and I said, I was a really big fan of AOP in Black and Gold. I thought they were phenomenal. I thought they almost killed TM61. That was one of the craziest incidents I've ever seen happen. That being said, I was watching an entrance that Cross was doing, and they're just standing there, dog. Mm-hmm. Like I get it. Like you're the muscle. You're doing what you're told to do. Nobody believes AOP, and that's the important part of both. Yes, booking plays a part in that, but also you can't just put a title on two guys because they're muscle and not book that stable to do anything more than what they were doing.
Well, if you think about it, like, look, the last time they got released, they were in a stable. They were with Seth Rollins.
Right.
And when they came out, they showed no emotion. There was nothing behind them, right? They were just coming out. They didn't come out in the headgear that they wore or the shroud that they used to wear. They literally just came out. And it's the same fucking thing, right? With this time, with Final Testament. There was no substance to them whatsoever. And so it sucks. Yes, we like AOP and we enjoy their work, but they just couldn't get over.
When you have a guy like Paul Ellering, who is a brilliant storyteller, I really enjoyed the backstage segments that they had him talk. The problem with Paul is he's from a generation of fans that actually appreciated what he did. Yeah. If you've noticed, we don't have a collection of managers anymore. There's a reason for that. Nobody cares about managers. I said it just like I say about the NHL. The NHL is missing really good goalies. They're missing a lot of star power after Fleury and everybody's retiring. But with WWE, we're missing managers. We're missing people that were the storytellers. Yes, we got Michael Cole and Joe and Wade and Pat McAfee sometimes. I don't think Pat McAfee's a good storyteller. I think he's just
really good hype man.
He's a really good hype man. But commentary is supposed to fill that void of managers not being there. And nobody did it for Cross. And it's unfortunate. Nobody did it for Cross.
No, I mean, if they would let Scarlett have the mic, she could do it for him. I feel like she would worry.
Scarlett is one of those talents. She's fucking phenomenal at what she does too. But again, I think she needs to have a foundation to stand on. And she doesn't have. No, I agree with you, Will. I think Pat McAfee is perfect for Michael Cole. I just think that in this new era of wrestling, we don't have storytellers like Bobby Heenan. The best storyteller we have right now is Paul Heyman. Nobody touches that man.
Absolutely. Another comment that Will made was there something I'm missing storyline wise? Why did AOP get released in the middle of a feud with Wyatt Six? So I feel like they just scrapped that idea. Wyatt Six got moved to SmackDown. We haven't seen much. I mean, we'll cover something that happened on SmackDown, but they haven't been used much, right? Like, maybe they're starting something new or continuing something. Who knows? We'll find out later in the future. But
so you know how we were talking about like those little pieces of breadcrumbs that Cross and the Wyatts were leaving behind, right?
Yeah.
The whole feud with the Wyatt Six was never about the Final Testament. Cross has made that clear, as has Bo.
It's about this.
And they were just collateral damage because of Miz. Now, Miz going to SmackDown and them trying to piece it together. Yes, I kind of agree. It's a little bit lazy booking to do it the way that they did it, because we never got a bounce back after they took a loss. Cross getting that win helped him a little bit, but I also feel like if you're one of those wrestling fans that likes the behind-the-scenes stuff, that likes going to YouTube and watching these after Raw, after SmackDown interviews and be like, oh, that's why this has happened. Or here's a QR code that we teased on SmackDown. You're going to go here and put the pieces together. That's the beautiful thing about today's wrestling product. There's something for everybody in this entire program.
Absolutely. Also, Mama Michelle's back. Hello from Ohio. Hello, Mom. We got WVL up in the house. What's up? What's up? But anyways, yeah, as much as these releases suck, you know, I feel like it would have been more detrimental had they released somebody different, a lot more people. If they would have gotten rid of somebody like Sami Zayn, for instance, like it would have made no sense, right? And but at the end of the day, it was people that couldn't get over. Good Brothers were sitting in fucking catering, collecting a paycheck.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, right?
AOP. I wish to bet the Gallows, but that's it.
AOP couldn't get over, right? And then we got, and then we've got Isla Dawn. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that she got released. But at the end of the day, right, it was people that couldn't get over. Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville's contract is not. I was actually hoping for a Bullet Club reunion once the New Blood broke off. I mean, you know, we could hope. We had a return, AJ Styles return for the Rumble. I mean, maybe that would have been cool. It would have been awesome to see a Bullet Club reunion. But, you know, who knows? But then on top of that, you know, it was just Sonya Deville's contract was not renewed. And so they're going to let her contract expire and she's going to do what it is. Right. And so, yeah, it sucks that these people got released, but at the end of the day, where was the support for them when they were doing their fucking thing in the ring? Mm-hmm. Like Xia Li, right?
GFC, dude.
And Xia Li is the perfect example, right? Xia Li got crickets when she came out, but when she got released, everyone was like, "Oh my god, she was so talented." When the fuck? Where was that?
There was an entrance. I don't remember if I was there for it or if it was on TV, but you could hear her entrance. Mm-hmm. Like you can hear her in the goddamn entrance. There was not one person cheering for her or booing. I felt so bad for her because I'm like, damn, bro, like you can't get however many people were in that arena, not one person reacts to you. Yeah, you're DOA, bro. You're done.
Absolutely. And Ryan said it best. Styles got the Good Brothers over.
Oh yeah, 100%. Styles can get a promo.
Yeah. Except for those stupid ass backstage segments that they were doing, like fucking dumb. But anyways, we're gonna the ones where like the good before their last release where they were doing the doctor. Yeah, the doctor stuff where they were like talking about somebody who don't got no balls or something.
Yeah, Big E, I think it was. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it also, Will said, I think it also depends on the city that you're from. Some fans are just dead. Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can use that argument, but with Xia Li, I don't think that argument exists. To be
No,
honest with
because
you.
that happened multiple times too.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going to move on to the Royal Rumble from Indianapolis, Indiana. And our host, Chris, flew from Florida up to Indianapolis to attend the event. And we got some live feedback at the time. We also got some pictures that was pretty cool. It was awesome. But I'm gonna say there was a lot of hype for who could potentially come back. Honestly, Royal Rumble is my favorite event of the year. I don't know about you guys. Royal Rumble is my favorite, and then it comes WrestleMania. Just because you got some returns, you got some debuts, you got some surprises. You never know what you're gonna get in the Rumble. And you guys get a match with Mother Nature. Hey, we're trying. Hey, if you can book it, I'll fight it.
I'll send you some of the disgusting heat we got down here in Florida. I got you.
But anyways, there's a lot of speculation around who would show up. We thought we would get Becky Lynch. We thought we would get maybe The Rock. I know some people didn't want to see that.
God.
Even going as far as AJ Lee because of CM Punk. There's a lot of speculation as to who would show up in the actual Rumble match. And dude, we started off hot with the Women's Royal Rumble match. And I'm just gonna say this is probably one of the best Women's Rumble matches I've seen.
I think it's the best of all time, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Every woman that came out there put it all out there, dude. Every single one of them.
They really did. They all did.
Yep, we got the debut of Jordan Grace officially, and dude, I can give her a can of 316. Jordan Grace. What? Jordan Grace was announced on commentary as officially signing with WWE. So that is an awesome acquisition.
I loved hearing that from Cole, man. He's like, last year she debuted as a TNA knockout. This year she's under WWE. I'm like, damn, man, it's official.
Yeah. Good. We also got some injury returns. We got Charlotte returning from injury, which was great. Woo! We already knew she was going to be in there. We got Alexa Bliss, and there was a lot of conversation around Alexa Bliss returning.
When tell you
the arena
monster reaction she got, whatever you heard on TV, there is no comparison for how fucking loud it was there.
Yeah. And I will say, as somebody watching on TV, I thoroughly enjoyed it. But what I enjoyed more is that when she came out, she turned around and she said, and her jacket said "Friend Forever," but the R was lowercase and it said "Fiend Forever." So she was got the largest pop. I think she got the largest pop that night. Like Charlotte and Becky.
We weren't pissed at all, Will. I promise you, we weren't mad that she didn't win.
No. I think everybody had that understanding that Charlotte was going to win. And I'm going to say, I think that everybody knew Charlotte was going to win because they were hyping her up so fucking much.
Here's my thing about Charlotte, man.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with her, unlike the rest of the entire wrestling community. No. I don't dislike her because she's a Flair. I don't dislike her because of her accolades. I personally do not think there is one female on that entire roster that deserved that spot. Not one.
Yeah.
Who else would you guys pick? Alexa? People would have outraged about that too. Well, she hasn't been part of the program in 2 years, and you give her a no, bro.
No, there's so many
conversation whether people like it or not.
Yeah, there's so many people that were like, "Oh, Charlotte didn't do the job for Roxanne." Also, we got Roxanne.
She's 23 years of age. What? She has a lot to go through.
She's married.
Oh,
and on top of that, Roxanne just made it on the main roster. They confirmed that she is now a Raw superstar on Raw. Right? Good, fucking awesome call up.
Yeah.
You don't put a rookie in a position like that, and I'm saying she's a rookie because she hasn't She hasn't even been on the main roster, right? That would be like them hot shotting like what they did to Paige before she was ready to be a fucking champion. Because she was an NXT Women's Champion. The night after WrestleMania, AJ Lee dropped the fucking title to Paige.
To Paige, yes.
What sense would that make for having Roxanne win the Women's Royal Rumble? How about the young lady with the Hardy Boys, Lita? No, Lita can stay away.
Yeah.
We also got Trish Stratus. We got Canadian.
Yes, we did.
And then also number 30, and I'm not even mad about this. Number 30 entrance was Nikki Bella, and I know a lot of people were pissed off about Nikki Bella coming back. I'm not.
I'm indifferent about it. So here's my thing on Nikki, man. I felt like her last run that she had, you could tell she was trying to improve. I really did not like how she tried taking high ground of the Vince situation while being related to John Laurinaitis. It kind of made her look like a fucking idiot. That being said, after her unfortunate situation with her former marriage, I can't shit on her. I think her fan base, her and her sister's fan base, is one of the worst. But that being said, due to what Nikki went through, I can't shit on her. Like,
no.
Get a paycheck, and I hope that you go out on your own terms.
Yeah.
Look, if
Nikki, we can respect a lot nowadays. In this case.
I mean, if she's going to come back and she's going to put the work in, like, I'm okay with it, right?
She got a nice reaction, and that's what's crazy to me. All these people online that are like, "Oh, Nikki Bella's back in here. You might as well hire Vince." It's like, bro, you guys just don't understand business, like, at all. Those fans fucking love Nikki being back.
Yeah. I have no problem with it. If she's going to come back and she's going to add value to the women's division, I'm okay with it, right? Because they need all the help that they can get. Just like Chris said, there was nobody on the active roster that deserved to win the Rumble.
It's not like Nikki and the rest, but she actually put in the work. Okay, so I actually have a point about Eva Marie. So I think that powers at B on all her pushes were just like, yo, you're just a pair of tits and a nice face to look at. And I mean that in the most respectfully way I can say that, because I'm not trying to objectify her, but that's literally all she was. And to prove that point, they had a match end because her top came off. Like, if that doesn't tell you what they saw in her, I don't know what else will. In NXT, when they put her in NXT for the brief stint that she did, she actually tried to do something, but the fans didn't want there.
Yeah, and what I'm going to say is the product that we got from Eva Marie on TV is a lot different than the product that she was actually putting in, right? Like, if you
was brilliant.
Oh yeah. Well, on top of that too, she was training. She was training with Brian Kendrick, right?
That's what
Brian
I'm saying.
Kendrick. Yeah. And there's actual video of her training with Brian Kendrick and putting the fucking work in. She just wasn't taken seriously, and that's
I'm still here.
Okay. But it came down final two. I don't think that I think JR, you gave the final two, one of them as Roxanne and Charlotte.
I had her as final four, actually. I didn't think she was gonna be final two, but
same. I had her as a final four.
I had her as a final four, actually. Yeah. I pointed it out to my wrestling crew. I'm like, I predicted she's gonna be a final four, because like if they're gonna bring her up and prop her up, I think this is the best way to do it. And congratulations to Roxanne, the longest ever in a Royal Rumble. Congratulations.
She set a new record. There was a lot of records set at this Rumble. We got Charlotte as the first ever two-time women's Royal Rumble winner, rightfully deserved. She put on a hell of a match. The thing I like is they didn't bring her in at number 30 and have her win. They put her halfway through the Rumble and allowed her to do the work in the ring. And it was great.
I wanted to point this out to you because of a really weird coincidence. So when we went to go get our rental, our lot for the car was $325, right? When we went to go get our hotel room, the fucking key was $325.
Whoa!
So I said, bro, imagine if Cena comes in at 25 and wins his third Rumble. Dog, I will lose my mind.
Next, we had the DIY and Motor City Machine Guns 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team.
Bad for them, bro.
It was mediocre. I'm gonna be honest. It was mediocre.
The match itself wasn't bad. The problem was it should have never been booked on the card. And I say that with all due respect to both the Machine Guns and DIY. Now, the ending of that match was brilliant because that actually got a reaction.
Yeah.
And
everything else in that match, nobody reacted to.
Yeah.
Dog, I thought Street Profits went full heel.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
It turns out that they didn't, right? But, I mean, maybe we're seeing a different side. We got a comment from Tina. Tina says, I'm still waiting for Victoria and Jazz to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Those two women deserve it. Absolutely. I would like to see one of them two inducted this year. I think it would be great for them.
I think Victoria.
Yeah. She's been doing a lot of appearances in WWE, so I wouldn't doubt that she gets put in this year or next year. We got the Street Profits interfering in the match to cause a distraction for DIY to make the win. After the match, they beat the dog shit out of DIY with the crutches. After run, fellas, much love and respect to all. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
This was a hurt business persona that Street Profits should have been given a year ago. Hey, look, we talked about this on a few shows ago. Bobby Lashley hurt them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Bobby being cheered really hurt that stable a lot because you could tell Triple H was trying to go a different direction with it, but you can't force fans to not cheer who they want to cheer. Bobby is one of those guys who it doesn't matter where he's at on the card. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He's always going to be cheered.
Not Michelle's mom. All right,
okay,
Mom.
Bye, Mom.
All right, Mom, wrestling.
But with Bobby, I mean, we see it in AEW. I mean, yeah, they're getting over because of a corny-ass theme song written by a mediocre rapper. But Bobby's one of those talents who I don't think fans will ever hate. MVP, however, I don't like as a person.
I agree. I also think another reason why Street Profits couldn't get any momentum behind him was because Bobby was continuously getting injured. And this is something that they talked about in interviews outside of WWE is that like they couldn't get any momentum behind him because Bobby could not stay healthy. And we don't know why Bobby couldn't stay healthy. He just couldn't. And so every time they would start to get a little bit of momentum, boom, Bobby would get injured. And it's like, okay, now we got to pick momentum.
The last time that Bobby was interesting was his match against Goldberg. I mean, wait. Was it Goldberg or was it Lesnar that he speared off of the stage? That was
Goldberg.
No, Goldberg speared him off the stage.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, it was Goldberg speared him off the stage. He got his revenge on Lashley.
Right. Okay. That was the last time Lashley was interesting to me.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I agree. Next, we had Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in the ladder match. God fucking damn it.
I have never cringed so hard in my life watching a match.
No, me too.
There was a certain couple spots in that match where I literally thought Cody was knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Cody was done. Like, I was kind of expecting a high risk double ladder move, but I'm not even mad that they didn't do that. Right? Like, it was pure fucking brutality in that match, and that has to be-
he did off the top rope onto the ladder, bro. Mm-hmm. I was just like, why in God's name would you do that spot or agree to it?
Yeah. Will said it perfectly. They looked both done, honestly. They did. They looked absolutely spent. Ryan says, I thought KO was seriously hurt. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he is, if they're just nursing the injury for him.
It looks like Cody got the worst of the injuries, though.
Well, yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah. The match. I would say the match ended here when Kevin Owens was going to do the package pile driver on the ladder, on the bridged ladder, and then Cody reversed it into a Alabama Slammer. And fuck me if Sammy looked legit concerned. He did, and like if KO was not knocked out, I will be surprised because that man did not
I
move.
don't know if you remember that ladder match he had with Sammy or whatever match that was. He did that same exact sell job in that ladder.
Yeah. I mean, if he sold that shit, that's great selling. If he was knocked out, my God.
Well,
But
because remember
both-
when Cody was holding up the titles in the very last shot, KO was up. Like he was sitting up with Sammy holding him.
Yeah. Yeah. But that, I will say, there was a point in that match where I looked at him and I was like, that's Homelander. That's Homelander.
Cody went fucking crazy, bro. Cody
He
did
did.
a really good job.
That's the kind of Cody I want, right? I don't want the baby face, like cute smiling. I don't know if I can. No, I want brutal baby face Cody, right?
See, but I also think like having that balance and knowing when to take it out, I think is great for his character. Like when he did that with AJ, like that match. What was that? Was that Berlin?
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ,
when he was gonna throw the fucking steel steps at AJ.
Yeah, and then after the match,
That
after
Cody
Cody
was
hit him.
awesome.
Look, at the end of that, where he was standing on the table and he had the title spread out, dude. To me, that looked just like Homelander when he was floating in the fucking crowd. Like, God, tweener Cody, I'm cool with it. Next we had the men's Royal Rumble match, and I will say, great Rumble. There was not. I don't think there was any returns.
AJ.
AJ. Okay, AJ.
And he got a fucking great pop, bro. I was so happy for him.
I'm so happy that he came back to his OG music.
I know.
Right?
And then we also had a debut of
Joe Hendry.
Yeah, that's right. We believe, baby.
Dog, he might have gotten the second loudest pop that night.
Yeah, he got a pretty solid pop.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in the crowd, like there's people that were coming on social media saying, I didn't even know who that was, right? And saying, who's Joe Hendry? You have to live under a fucking rock if you don't know who Joe Hendry is. You literally have to log off of social media if you don't know.
I mean,
Joe
that's
Hendry.
kind of like saying you got to be living under a rock to not know who Danhausen is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, gimmick wise, like, Joe Hendry is great and arguably one of the most viral guys that has happened in WWE and TNA in a long ass time. But Joe Hendry has not been introduced to a casual audience.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble is literally a casual audience.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. We got a great standoff between Punk, Cena, and fucking Roman. Great standoff. None of them touched.
Yeah, dude, I noticed that. I'm like, bro, you guys are assholes for that one.
Right?
They ain't touching tips, that's for sure.
Yeah. If I was live, I would have been waving the prestige banner from when it was in WCPW, right?
Nice.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was a phenomenal Rumble, and it came down.
Okay. Can we please talk about that Seth Rollins, Roman, and
Okay, look. Before we talk about it, the fact that Logan Paul eliminated Punk, after Punk eliminated Rollins and Roman,
after Punk said to Kevin Owens, "I've never been beat by Logan Paul."
Oh yes. Oh,
yeah. Okay, look, and then after that, the double stomp that Seth gave, there was no break in that. That was personal.
I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
that was personal.
Not that he gave 2. He didn't give a 1 foot stuff. He used both feet for Roman.
Yeah, and Will said it. Yeah, that's perfect storytelling there. Absolutely right, because you got Rollins stabbing Roman in the back in 2014. You got fucking Roman hitting Rollins in the back at WrestleMania, and now you got the double stomp at fucking Royal Rumble.
The most personal stomp I've ever seen in my life.
Jesus, when I didn't, bro, when he came up and just double stomped him, I was like, oh, Roman's hurt real bad.
Oh yeah,
there was no gift.
I really enjoyed the subtle storytelling between Punk and Roman saying, "Why would you do that to me? We were just teaming up a month ago."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, me too. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like,
Yeah. And so it ended up coming down to Jay and Cena, and I really thought Cena was going to take it. I am not mad that
I'm just shocked.
Jay won. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I will say, I feel like he deserves it. I feel like Jay deserves it. After, I had my neighbor over, and my neighbor is not the biggest Jey Uso fan.
Okay.
And after the Rumble was over, I literally looked at him, or after Jay eliminated Cena, I looked at him, I was like, The Rock's going to come out. Like, The Rock is going to take his shit, right? Oh, shit. Honestly, the whole Seth and Punk feud reminds me of Edge and Matt Hardy feud because they were able to work their real life hatred into the story. Yeah.
I think the biggest difference between that is Matt was fired for being reckless in WWE.
Yeah.
Punk walked out on the company and then got fired.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I don't feel like any of the besides the promo battles, I don't think them throwing hands at each other. I don't think any of that shit's personal. I think that's all work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say after the credits rolled,
yeah,
my neighbor and I just sat there for like 5 minutes looking at each other like,
did Jay just win? Did Jay just win? That's
right.
Exactly
right.
what you were talking about. You were like, Jay just won the Rumble?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't hate it.
Can I tell you my reaction?
Hey, go for it.
Please.
So, as you guys know, I was there for Cena, obviously. Wanted Cena to win.
Mm-hmm.
I reacted in emotion immediately, and I fucking crumbled in my chair, dog. I didn't stand up and eat with anybody else. I didn't cheer for Jay winning. And then Monday when he came out and hearing that reaction and hearing the crowd say one more time, get Cena's farewell, but to win the Rumble and then headline. Yeah, I don't think it should be. That's just me. Deserves a push. Royal Rumble win. Don't feel Cena as great as he is should go out. Okay, so the Royal Rumble win. I mean, that is what it is. This whole run is not about Cena being selfish. It's about giving back to the business. Hearing his promo after the Rumble and saying that he's done being humble, basically, without saying that. That's the Cena I want. And as unpopular as this is going to sound, Cena, for as much as he has done for the business, and he's done more than Roman, whether people want to admit it or not, he's done more for the business than Roman and The Rock has done in the last 10, 15 years. Yeah. I think he should at least have one WrestleMania match out of the 2 WrestleMania nights. I think he should be in the main event for his very final WrestleMania. You don't just put him first on the card just because. You don't do that to the guy. That's just me. I'm a Cena fan. I don't really care for Cena criticism because I can clap back at you for all your all counterpoints.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with you. When I was watching that promo and he said, "I'm not taking any questions. I'm going to state my intentions. I was like, fuck. It's real, right? Like, I don't know if this is a heel turn for Cena.
No.
No, I doubt.
17 Cena.
I doubt that it's going to be a more selfish Cena, right? Like, it's going to be that face Cena, but he's going to be selfish.
He literally hasn't won a match in for like what 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hey, Will. Hey. I'm going to be honest here, and I've had a change of heart about Cena. I'm a huge Cena fan. I respect the shit out of Cena. I mean, I respect the work that he's put in. I respect. Look. We can hate on Cena all we want, and like this is sidebar. This is stepping away. Sometimes we can hate on Cena because the 5 moves of doom, where we feel like he has buried.
Have 5 moves of doom.
Just hear me out. We can hate him because we feel like the 5 moves of doom, or he's buried people. We can feel that way, but the fact of the matter is nobody has stepped up to the occasion to beat Cena. Right? Nobody, and the people that Cena has put over have been deserving. He put AJ over. He put Brock over. He's put so many. Oh yeah.
He technically put over Kevin Owens in his first match. So yes.
Yeah. So Will said, Sean, remember a long time ago when you were telling me about your experience with Cena? I think that was what made me. Yeah. So I had a few experiences with Cena that made me not a fan of the person. But maybe it was a little misguided, and I'm going to say that because we all have our days, right? Maybe that was just a shitty day for Cena, all right? And we all have them, right? And I was a little bit judgmental, maybe. I've heard a lot of other people have great days, just like Randy Orton, right? Randy Orton has been known to be a dickhead, but we've also known Randy. We've had firsthand experiences from other people where Randy has been the nice.
Look at that video clip that went viral of the guy following him around the coffee shop or wherever that was. And he was being respectful until he got pushed to not be respectful.
Yeah.
A guy like Cena who does what he does for people and has a schedule like he has.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for that man to be an asshole to anybody.
Well, on top of it, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and over the past 5 years, we have heard nothing but great things from talent that we thought hated him.
Yeah.
Oh, Cena said that he had to go to the bathroom so Brodus Clay could get extra WrestleMania entrance time.
Yeah.
Brodus Clay, guys.
Yeah.
Out of everybody on that fucking roster that has ever existed, a dancing dinosaur.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
And not to mention, like, Cena sacrificed, a potential spot later on in the show to WrestleMania, but he opened up the show against Austin Theory.
Right. And he put him over.
And he put Austin Theory over. Somebody that is not
arguably got squashed by Solo Sikoa.
Yeah. Right? The fact is, I'm a fan of Cena now. I have a farewell tour shirt. It's weird to see, because I've always been when the Nexus was around, I was a huge fan of the Nexus because they beat the shit out of Cena. The Summer of Punk. I was a huge fan of Punk. I've always been a fan of Punk, but I was a huge fan of Punk because he beat Cena and he took the title away from Cena.
Let me point one thing out. He put over AJ Styles clean twice.
Yes.
Within 2 consecutive months.
Yeah.
So that's an endorsement right there.
Yeah. So personally, I don't have any problem if Cena comes back, breaks the record, and holds it for a few months. I'm okay with it. I have no fucking problem with it. I don't have a problem if he wins the Elimination Chamber, because that man has done so much for the company, right? And he's helped put the company on the map. He held the company on his back for the longest fucking time, and he was so unselfish in allowing other people, to take his spot, right?
He put over RVD for fuck's sake.
Yeah. He put over RVD. Yeah. He put over Alberto clean. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Right? So, like, at the end of the day, I'm cool with
the WrestleMania moment, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no longer here with us. That our podcast is based on.
Yep, absolutely.
Cena wanted to put him over in 2014, and all that hate got put on Cena because people wanted to claim that Cena didn't want to put him over when he did.
He did, but the cards were stacked against Bray.
I'm
But
just
at
saying,
any rate, I would love to see Cena win the Chamber. If he does not win, I'm not going to be upset. But at the end of the day, it's wrestling. We love it.
Can I also tell you why I'm a huge Cena fan?
Absolutely.
So when I was going to wrestling school in 2016, he was doing that show. What was it, like Show Your Grit or something like that? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
So he was retweeting, people that were using the hashtag and stuff. And I said, I went against all the odds and I started training in wrestling school when people told me I couldn't do it. And he retweeted my shit. I still have the screenshot of him retweeting it. I know it's social media, and I know that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but for me, for having one of your heroes acknowledge something you're trying to make a difference in your life, bro, that was huge for me.
Yep. Absolutely. Overall, what'd you guys think of the Rumble?
10 out of 10.
Amazing. Great start to the year.
I had no problems with any of it.
Yeah.
And as much of a stinker as Machine Guns and DIY was for the crowd, when we talk about SmackDown, that's Street Profits promo, bro. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Christ.
I got my Dawkins voice ready, so I'm ready to do it. Ready to come.
Nice. All right. So next we had Raw, and Raw was from Cleveland, and Jay came out. Jay opened up the show, and his music stopped, and people kept yeeting, and he was like, just run it back one more time. And they put his music back on, and he kept yeeting with everybody, right? Like, you could tell that this meant so much to him, right? Absolutely. The fact that Triple H has so much confidence in Jay and like Jay's ring presence, Jay's just psychology and in general, that like they are allowing him to go to a main event at WrestleMania for a tag team wrestler that was never supposed to be anything more than a tag team wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Vince, right? Like you could see the emotion in his eyes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like when he took his glasses off and you seen his eyes watering up, that is a reaction. I remember when Hogan came back, and I know we don't like talking about Hogan, but this is one of those times that kind of harkens back when Hogan came back to WWE when he was in the NWO, and he just broke away from the NWO. And I think it was right after his match with Rock. Mm-hmm. And he was standing in the crowd and everybody was chanting Hogan, right? And like the tears that came up, that is what it reminded me of, because the emotion that came out of Jay, and like you could tell his voice was cracking.
I'll say this about Hogan, man. Once upon a time, there was a part of me that was a little bit of a fan of him, like very, very young version of me who didn't know him as a person.
Yeah.
Looking back at the stuff that he did, like take away the weird Vince McMahon Hulk Hogan story when he came back to WWE and all the bullshit that happened before that. That man's passion for the business when he was in creative control NWO, when he was just when he was red and yellow. Hogan was once a very passionate wrestler. He once loved the entire industry and loved everything he did. And then he got wind of getting creative control in WCW, and then he went to Hollywood, and then he came back to WWE and had that weird thing with Vince. And then after whenever the fuck that whole thing ended, he just is a detestable human being. Mm-hmm. I think in 2025 there is absolutely nothing positive I can say about Hulk Hogan. Not one thing.
The only positive thing I can say about Hogan is that his match with Antonio Inoki in New Japan was probably the greatest Hogan match I've ever seen in my life. That was an actual professional wrestling match that wasn't a sports entertainment match. Outside of that, yeah, I can't say much. I mean, he did revolutionize wrestling with NWO, the introduction of NWO.
His match with Rock was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And that
I
crowd
was there live.
Nice.
I was there live.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Jay was talking about potentially who he was going to challenge. Gunther didn't even give him a chance. He came out and he confronted him. And I think, Chris, you called it. He was going to try and bully him into not choosing who his fucking match or who he was going to fight. I remember Hogan's match with Muto long ago. Yeah, that was a good one too. And he was pretty much like he was that back in the day he was too afraid to do the single star thing. But coming out tonight proved it. And Gunther pretty much was like, if you choose me between now and WrestleMania, I'm going to make your life hell. You're not going to make it to WrestleMania.
One of the best promos I've heard Gunther cut, because you believed it. Mm-hmm. I think Gunther, when he's put in the ring with people that can bounce off of him and work with that, I don't want to say there's much of a language barrier because he can speak perfect English, but I feel like just that Austrian, really heady Austrian personality, it's really hard to get that crowd to react to shit.
Yeah.
And when you have somebody like Jay and not fucking Damian Priest, he can cut good promos. JR, it's not the last time you're gonna hear that motherfucker's name.
I know. Don't worry. When we get to Smackdown, I know.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Look. I feel like we're getting another recreation of a great feud that can be harkened to like Randy Orton and Cena. I feel like Jay and Gunther are gonna be this generation's Cena and Orton. I feel it, and this is a humble beginnings. I feel, because Roman's gonna go away and Jay's gonna stay, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna see other people go, but Jay's gonna be around for a while. I know that for a fact. Gunther, I don't think Gunther's gonna wait for a while, right? So I feel like this is
the concern with Gunther is if you take that title off of him, what are you gonna do with him?
Yeah.
And I hate saying that because Gunther's terrific, but it's like that's how they booked him since NXT UK. What do you do with him after he doesn't have the title?
Absolutely. Next, our first match of the night was Penta and Ludwig Kaiser.
God fucking damn.
Fucking Penta is so over, dude.
Yeah.
Penta is so over. Cero Miedo. By the way, Gunther feels like an old school NWA type champion. Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. Penta's so over. By the way, he has an episode out with Chris Van Vliet. Go watch it. I watched excerpts from it. So humble. Such a humble human being, and I'm so glad that he's in fucking WWE.
Did they talk about AEW at all?
I didn't see. I didn't actually watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it, but I watched clips from it, and that's where like they talked about the origins of Cero Miedo. They also talked about like his daughter's reaction and stuff like that. So.
I hope we talk to Underground in that interview. I would love to hear. Which kind of makes me wonder, why does nobody bring up Lucha Underground like ever? You ever notice that? Am I tripping?
No, you're right. I don't know why. So for most of the match, Kaiser dominated the match.
Kaiser is fantastic, bro. So good.
So good.
And again, why Vinci got released? Because he's not.
Yeah. And then we seen they officially gave a name to the cross arm breaker that Penta does. It's called a sacrifice.
Love it.
And then he did the Penta driver for the finisher. Really great match. After the match, Pete Dunne came down to the ring and Kaiser attacked Penta and walked out the ring. So
Kaiser and Dunne needs to fucking happen.
Yes, it does. I love it. I love that they're not allowing him to overdo the Cero Miedo, right? Like he's done in AEW, right? Like it felt like every move he did, Cero Miedo. This time, he's only using it when he fucking needs it, right? Like, he obviously starts the match out, Cero Miedo, right in the face, but he's not doing it all the time, which is great.
Right.
Penta's paying homage to Luparca. Yeah.
The chairman, baby. The chairman. My favorite.
Absolutely.
Sean Spears would like a word.
Oh, that's
Sean Spears would like a word with you. Next, we had a Charlotte Flair promo, and this is a different version of Charlotte. This is a great one.
Yeah.
This is a great version of Charlotte. She walks out and she walked out and she said she was like, whether you came to boo me or you came to cheer for me, it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody else deserves a spot. Did you think that I was coming back not to be in the main event?
So good.
Right? And then Rhea Ripley came out and Rhea started running her mouth. And she looked at Rhea. She looked at Rhea and was like, I see a little girl. I'm not inspired. I came to Raw to be inspired. You're not inspiring me. And she embarrassed Rhea. I'm just going to say that. She embarrassed Rhea.
Here's the thing with Rhea, bro. I've said this since before she got a title. She cannot carry a feud on that microphone. She just can't do it.
No.
That's why they stuck her with the Judgment Day. Because the Judgment Day, all she needed to say is mommy's on top. That's literally fucking it. That she doesn't need to say anything.
And then you got all the simps going after her.
Of course.
I'll say that, Ryan. I know you're simp for Rhea. But anyways, Will said, I'll give Charlotte props. She was supposed to be the face, but she read the crowd and switched it. Yes, absolutely.
I don't think she was meant to be a face, to be 100% honest with you. I
She's
just don't
with her promo, it sounded like she was a heel. The promo before Rumble, the videos. Because it sounded like she was being like a condescending, I'm elegant and all that stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
I love me some mommy. I know you do.
Yeah,
but she said she's going to go to NXT and she's going to see if Julia inspires her. And then she's going to go to Smackdown and see if Tiffy fucking inspires her. So later on in the show, we'll find out who, if anybody, inspires the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Great. Jesus Christ. I love it. I loved every bit of it.
Charlotte's great. I don't care what anybody says. Charlotte's great.
Yeah. Next backstage, we had Sammy congratulating Jay on his Rumble victory. But there was a confrontation with Karrion Kross, who threatened to become a problem if necessary. Now, Chris, you pay attention to all the social media stuff. You saw the video of Karrion backstage, right?
At Rumble? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was watching the Rumble.
Don't help him. What are you doing?
Yeah. Don't help him. What are you doing? Yeah. Absolutely. Next, we had Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, a returning Dragon Lee, against the New Day. The New Day got new music.
I want to say this really quick.
Yeah.
Good.
The New Day's presentation
Yeah.
is the best presentation I have ever seen for a group in a long ass time, bro.
Yes.
The Titan, the gear and the music, 10 out of fucking 10. I love
That's a great new theme. Yes, it is.
It's very fitting. Very fitting. They cut a promo back and forth. And we had an interference from Logan Paul causing a distraction. New Day pick up the win. Rightfully so, in my fucking opinion.
Fantastic. I'm glad. Happy.
Now, here's my question about Logan. So you had him fuck with CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who do you have Logan Paul face at WrestleMania?
That's a good question.
Oh, man.
Well, if he qualifies for the Chamber, which I'm assuming
Dog, I hope he fucking does. If he fucking gets a pinfall on Punk, it's over. I'm going to lose my mind.
Then we might have Punk versus the Logan. Yeah, you may be right. Yeah.
Wait. So Logan Hangman Page? What the?
Logan Hangman.
So, Logan Hangman Page. Will says, if I remember correctly,
Page. We don't talk about it.
Will says, if I remember correctly, the one guy who's supposed to replace Big E didn't. He got in some trouble in real life and something. Yeah. They wrote him off TV because of that.
He's a dumbass.
I personally think that they're going to add Omos into the group. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Not. No way.
No I forgot his name. Odyssey Jones.
I forgot his name.
But anyways, before the New Day match, we got a backstage segment with Io Sky and Rhea, kind of teasing that that she was gonna face Rhea at WrestleMania. Then Liv attacked her. Yeah. Then we got, after the match, we got CM Punk promo where he said he was going to beat Sami Zayn and head to the Elimination Chamber and then win the Elimination Chamber. Next, we had an Elimination Chamber qualifier match, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. They always put on great matches.
Very, very, very good match.
Dude, both of these women always put on great matches. I don't like the wonky finishes.
Why are we still having Liv and Rhea interacting, for fuck's sake? Make it stop. I'm begging you.
Yes. Yeah. So Liv Morgan beat Io Sky because of Rhea's interference.
I don't like how that in the ring thing with Io and Rhea came out. I don't like her saying that she needed help. Because no, I'm not.
Yeah. You tired of that feud already? I think.
Bro, I was tired of that feud when she beat Rhea the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we got a Seth Rollins promo. And then he called out Sami Zayn. And not in a bad way, just called him out and encouraged him to beat Punk and said, hey, look, you've got to cut this fucking cancer out, subliminally, because he couldn't get it done. He said, you got to cut this cancer out. You know, you have to do it for us. And you got to stop Punk from getting in the chamber. And Sammy came out and Sammy was like, yeah. And not to mention Sammy pretty much alluded that he didn't like Punk either, that he hated Punk. He just did what he had to do. It was great promo.
And out comes CM Punk.
For their match. And Rollins and Punk got into a brawl in the aisle. Great. And we got the men's qualifying Elimination Chamber match.
I think this has got to be one of Punk's best singles matches since he's come back, and I know there hasn't been very many. The fact that he beat Sammy clean is insane, but so good.
Dude, and I was telling JR, I think this is probably one of the best Sammy matches I've ever seen.
I agree.
Yes.
Both of these men beat the dog shit out of each other. Yep. And like you seen Sammy try to hit the hoover kick. Didn't work. You saw Punk trying to hit the go to sleep. Didn't work. You saw the Anaconda Vice, a move that we don't really see too often.
That was really
good. You see Blue Thunder. But finally, he got Sammy with the GTS after Sammy was running at him for the Hoover kick. Really great. I love that submission move. Yeah, Will, I do too. It's great. And after the match, we got Punk shaking Sami Zayn's hand and pretty much saying like, "Good match. Thanks for the good match." And as he's walking out of the ring, I personally thought Sammy was going to attack Punk. I thought we were going to get a heel turn. No. That's not what we got. KO came and attacked Sammy, and then did the package pile driver. And you got to see just how fucked up KO really is. Like he had staple or he had.
Yeah, bro, the fucking stitches were pretty fucking bad, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, stitches were bad. Yeah. And on SmackDown, we will find out why KO attacked Sammy.
Can't
But
wait to hear
overall,
the promo.
KO attacking Sammy again. I'm shocked. Hey,
Of
look,
course,
man.
they got to go back to that feud, bro. Part 87.
Every once in a while, of course.
Look. I said this was coming.
There's always three things that are certain: death, taxes, and Sami Zayn and KO having a match.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, man, I was thoroughly impressed with Raw.
Very
I thought
good
Raw
Raw.
was great. And I'm excited to see what happens. I'm gonna let you two take over NXT. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, so let's jump right into it.
Yes.
So we were back in Orlando, and I'm just gonna start off by saying this is probably one of the worst PC crowds I've ever fucking heard in my life.
Yep. Oh yeah.
We'll talk about that when we get to that part.
Okay.
So we started off hot with Stephanie Victor and JC Jane.
We sure did.
JC Jane continues to impress me as a wrestler. She is one of those girls who, when she first started wrestling with Toxic, she was just kind of wrestling like it was a PC class. And now she's actually being aggressive. She's not holding anything back. And Stephanie, man, I know people love to say Stephanie is better than, everybody that's on that NXT roster. Julia has not been given that opponent besides Roxanne to really showcase what she can do. When we get a Stephanie and Julia confrontation, I think we're really going to see just how great Julia is. But really good match. Nice back and forth between. I agree. She's very underrated. I think Booker T's back and forth with Corey Graves and Vic Joseph is just absolutely fucking hysterical.
It's great.
I'm starting to wonder about the Corey Graves situation and why it's not talked about at all now, because we went from he's back on NXT to I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I'm sure they probably talked it out, and then it's probably water under the bridge after that. So
Yeah.
it's like they're all professionals, so I'm sure they talk. Sure.
Stephanie picked up the win after the Fatal Influence attacked. We go backstage to Zarya stirring up drama in the women's division, and later that night we have Tatum Paxley and Gigi against Zarya and Sol Ruka. Then we get a video package of Roxanne Perez in the Rumble, talking about the performance she had and the record she set.
Yeah, she did.
Then we had a backstage segment with Obafemi talking about his match with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, basically saying how they don't belong in the same ring with him. When we get to that match, there's definitely something really interesting I want to point out during their entrance, because you kind of see it a couple times with Grayson. I think there's a turn coming. I think it's being like heavily teased now at this point.
We've been talking about this for like a year now since they won the tag title. So yeah,
and I think, like I said when we were talking about it initially, I think that they didn't want to just turn Austin face and not have any plans for him. So I get it. I think DIY turning heel was a much bigger priority than A-Town Down Under being split. That being said, Lexis King came out talking about his win, saying even Ryan Leaf tried giving him advice and saying that he's the biggest bust in history. The entire segment, the entire segment, there was one asshole that would not stop booing at the top of his lungs, and I couldn't focus on the promo, and I was just getting mad.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
And then out comes Fandango. The most random return I've ever seen in my entire life, but
hey, I mean,
pretty great.
It's great to see him.
Yeah.
It's great to see him. Yeah.
I really like that Lexis King was like, "Oh, aren't you Fandango?" It was a pretty great back and forth, and he's like, "Let me reintroduce myself. The name is JDC. He represents the system in TNA, and for God's sake, please keep Eddie Edwards and Moose away from NXT, please."
Are you not Eddie? You're not anywhere worse fan? Come on now.
Absolutely not.
I'm just kidding.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So then we get a tease for next week. It's going to be Lexus King against JDC. And then we had Tony D'Angelo appearing on CW's Wild Card that following Wednesday. Stax is taking an issue with Tony D, so it looks like, the system in NXT would be crazy for the wrong reasons. Moose is a plague. I do not want that man anywhere near NXT. I just think he's such a problematic human being. I'm good.
Okay.
But it looks like they're slowly starting to split up the family. We're going to have a Tony D and Ridge Holland match for whatever fucking reason in a steel cage match. I don't understand the Ridge Holland push. I really don't.
Listen. I said this already. Keep him away from the top title. I'm okay with him being mid card. I'm totally
here's my thing about that. So I hear you and I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just kind of like, do we need him in any spot on that roster? In my opinion, I don't think Ridge Holland brings value. I really don't.
But then again, they're still trying to develop their heels and faces now at this point, and they're trying to juggle it around here.
Yeah.
So it's better than nothing for Tony.
You're right.
You know, you don't want him sitting around and just being like, "Hey, I'll take care of your business," whatever, that kind of thing.
Right.
Just put him in a rivalry with Ridge. They have solid, decent matches. Ridge is sort of improving in this case here, but I know you don't. It's not the best. It's not the best, but it's something.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Then we have the second match of the night. We had Ridge Holland and Channing. I almost said Channing Tatum. Channing Lorenzo. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really didn't pay attention to this match.
Me neither.
Ridge Holland won because, of course, he did. Backstage, we had Josh Briggs and Inamura. And basically, OTM is nowhere to be found. And Nathan says, you guys got to prove yourself as a tag team. We're not just going to give you a title shot. So they both went to respective tag teams to challenge them. A lot of miscommunication with each other and Ava. And it looks like we're going to get set up for that when we get to that segment.
Yeah.
Then we had an announcement. WWE Evolve will debut on March 5th on Tubi. So the brand that everybody claims that WWE killed, they're bringing back on Tubi. So let's see how good that is. They already started taping.
And it's almost like a pre to NXT there. So it's like another way to get themselves shine. Yeah.
My only thing with it is whenever they start it up, so both Netflix and Tubi, Tubi turned down AEW just to have Evolve on there is pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
Next up, we had Sol Ruka and Zarya against the threesome. G Dolan, Tatum Paxley, and Shotzi. You know why I call them that, bro. Brother, that entrance though.
Oh my god.
I lose my mind every time she does it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I can always call them the Scissor Sisters if that's better.
No.
Too soon.
Too soon, yeah. Let's just wait on that.
So Sol Ruka and Zarya picked up that win after Sol Ruka got a nice little soul snatcher.
That soul snatcher, man. Jeez. I don't know how she keeps doing it with accuracy. It's amazing.
There was I know there was only been one soul snatcher that she's done in the entirety of that move that didn't really look great, and it was because the person looked like they're just standing there. And she took that criticism and out fucking standingly just improved that move. I think the Soul Snatcher is the greatest wrestling move right now.
So good.
Then we also had a recap of both Julia, NXT Women's Champion, and Stephanie Vakir performance in the Royal Rumble match. Very, very good performance by them both. Yeah, the move is nuts, Will. We had a backstage segment talking with Trick Williams, saying he hasn't seen Obafemi all day. to strategize their tag team match later on that night against A-Town Down Under. Then we had a nice little segment with Javon Evans and Ethan Page. They're going to have one more match at Vengeance Day. I really like how he's selling that jaw. Like, it's really good. No homo. I know. They're going to have that match if Evans can get medically cleared. I can't wait to see what they do with Ethan Page in this match, because if he's going to take the L, it's going to be a great L he's going to take.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we had Roxanne come out talking about, basically she's going to Raw and saying that she had the greatest showing in Royal Rumble history. And then Bayley said, you don't want to wait for Julia. You didn't even win the match. They went back and forth, and Bayley is just kind of giving her the veteran to rookie talk.
Yeah.
I thought Roxanne bodied Bayley quite a few times in that promo segment.
Absolutely. She's coming into her own as a promo.
Yeah.
In her promo.
And Julia coming out with a bit more confidence on the microphone. Yeah. I really dig that nobody interrupts her while she tries to talk. Then Charlotte Flair comes out to I thought she got a pretty solid pop from the NXT crowd.
Of course. Yeah. Of course they do. Yeah. All those who come back usually get a good pop. Yeah. Bow down to the queen, baby. Let's go.
Basically said that she was impressed by Julia's performance and saying, I would go in there and shake your hand. Yada, yada. Then Cora Jade attacks both Bayley and Julia, and then she goes to swing at Roxanne. I just Cora Jade's gonna get thrusted into that title match. I'm not here for it. I don't care. I don't want it.
She definitely thrusts, but not for that reason. Next,
pump and dump, baby. Pump and dump. Anyway,
yeah. Next subject. Go. Just go. Just go.
She just doesn't really offer very much to that roster, man. I would put Saruka in her spot, honestly.
Although I will admit she has been doing some decent work in TNA. I did see her stuff.
I'm sorry, Will. She's just not it, bro.
Yeah, she's just not it, man. Sorry. Just Cora, nah. Well, anyways, she is doing some decent work.
Marie of that division.
Oh shit.
So then we go backstage, and we get Josh Briggs and Nomura meeting back to Ava, saying that, I got Hank and Tank, and we got NCQQ or NQCC. So Ava says there's a triple threat match next week, this coming Tuesday.
And Nomura made me laugh. He's like, I got match with NQCC. And I'm like,
I love it.
No.
I love it. It's so good.
That's great.
So Ridge Holland comes backstage and says that he wants another title shot. And Izzy Dame suggests a steel cage, so that's the match that we're going to have next week. Sure. Next up, we had Kalani Jordan against Carmen Petrovic. Really, really good match between these ladies. Carmen
really
continues to improve. We know how good Kalani is. But Carmen, I feel like, had a breakout performance in this match.
Yeah, good for her. It's like, it's good to see, like, she's not just looks. Carmen is actually a decent wrestler, you know, and she's improving big time. So it's like, good for her on what she's doing.
And then out comes Miss Parker to be on commentary and watch the match, and
good.
Distracts Kalani, even though she didn't do anything.
I thought she'd being canceled, though. I thought Gina Parker was being canceled.
She's being punished, bro.
All right.
She liked the post. She's being canceled.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, my God.
So after she picks up the pinfall against Petrovic, she ends up attacking her after the match and choking her out, and the referee reverses the decision. So Carmen got the W anyway.
All right.
And Jada just sits there and laughs and says, I didn't do shit. So we're going to get that Kalani and Jada match here soon. I can't wait.
Miss Parker.
Then we had a nice little NXT parking lot promo from Stephanie McCure saying that she'll see Fallon Henley in hell And of course, we got Miss main character Lola Vice has to be involved in every women's segment ever, walking behind Stephanie Vicker. So it looks like we're gonna get Ama Latina against Miss Cake herself. So, Lola Vice can go away. Anyway,
Yeah, it's okay. 7 out of 10 she was today. Whatever. Next.
And then Bailey storms into Ava's office and wants a match with Cora, so we're going to have that match next week.
Yeah.
A-Town Down Under starts bickering with each other about who walks out as NXT champion, so there's one seed planted.
Mm-hmm.
And another seed that was planted immediately after. I don't know if you caught this or not, but when they were doing their entrance together, Grayson started walking by himself, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're a tag team," and then turns around and poses with Austin Theory.
Oh, I did not realize that. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So again, this match it was okay.
Yeah.
I really didn't pay much attention to most of this match.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it wasn't the most memorable tag.
Yeah, A-Town Down Under got the pinfall because they're going to lose the Vengeance Day, so I thought that was pretty obvious. And then we got Mr. Thorpe for the 85,000th time in goddamn. I don't understand why Mr. My Ancestors has to be part of another title segment.
My ancestors are angry at me.
I don't care about Eddie Thorpe. I used to have high hopes on him, and then they ran him into the ground, and I just don't care.
Just go be Dakota Kai's boo for
I would rather watch one of his ancestors on a butter carton than watch him wrestle ever again. It's still our land. I'm sorry, too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for Eddie Thorpe. Whatever the direction is, I'm good. No, thank you.
No,
anyway,
please.
Decent rating.
What was the ending?
Right.
We saw some sort of ending there after. We thought it was we thought it was a certain group, but it's actually not.
Right. So we had a segment about Vengeance Day, and it looks like we're going to get a debut of a stable on Vengeance Day. There's a lot of speculation on who. There's no confirmation on if any of those are right because HBK loves to swerve people sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens on Vengeance Day. Solid show, solid rating. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do for Vengeance Day.
Absolutely.
Vengeance Day is this Tuesday, right?
It'll be this upcoming, next week. It's next week.
The following.
Yeah, the following. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So before we get into SmackDown and cover SmackDown, I want to bring up the newest version of 2K, WWE 2K25. We already got information on the cover of who's going to be on the cover, but I'm going to show you guys some official covers, and then we're going to go and I'm going to show you guys some details pulled off of not an official website or anything like that, but like some information that we may have. So right off the bat, here's the cover. Here's Roman's cover. Roman's cover man. We already knew that. We the ones. Next, we got the Bloodline edition, and I think this might be the deluxe edition. That cover alone is fucking sick.
That is.
I don't know what you guys feel about that, but I feel like that cover is fucking sick.
Very good.
It's good stuff.
And finally, we got the Phenom edition,
Love
or
it.
the Dead Man edition, which is awesome too. We've had other editions where Undertaker has been a cover man, but that's one of them. Let's go to the comments real quick. Do y'all need me to on the podcast to cover AEW?
Can I respond to this? Can I respond to this, please?
Yeah. Go for it.
If you want to come on here and cover AEW, dog, all I'm going to say is you better be prepared for my clapbacks on every segment you cover. That's all I'm going to say. Respectfully. All
right. So,
in case you couldn't tell by my name.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen real quick. There we go. All right. So can you guys see it?
Hold on.
Yes,
Yep.
we can. Yeah.
There we go. All right, cool. So this is not an official, but this is Smackdown Hotel. It's where I go to get my locker codes and stuff like that for the game. But we got a whole bunch of stuff. We got the overview, the news, roster, arena, stuff like that. So, like with the roster, it hasn't been completely confirmed yet as to who's on the roster, but we have some people that are confirmed so far. Jesus Christ, we got Alpha. Alpha is going to be in the game, which is crazy. Armando Estrada, I think so, because Armando, I think we're getting, I don't know why my stuff keeps skipping. But anyways, it looks like we're going to be getting Umaga. Brother Love is in the game.
And then
He's
also
a dead
he's
man's
going to
manager.
be he's also going to be a general manager for GMO, Armando Estrada. Because once upon a time he was ECW general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We got Captain Lou Albano as a manager.
Right.
That's crazy. Wild. Your favorite, Damian Priest, Chris.
Hell yeah. Have him win every fucking title, including the women's title.
Next, okay, so it looks like there's a pre-order. Right. Next, we have a pre-order or exclusive of the Wyatt Six. They are a pre-order exclusive. Which is really awesome. It's cool to see Ethan Page in this game,
baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Jacob Fatu. We got Jamal. Why does my shit keep skipping? Anyways, we got Jamal, so we're getting 3-minute warning.
Wow.
We got Jey Uso Bloodline exclusive.
That's like an action figure.
Which is cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. We're getting Mick Foley as a manager again.
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Fuji.
Vice? Are you fucking kidding me?
Who? What? Who? What are you talking
about? Lola Vice is in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately she's in the game.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna have Obafemi powerbomb her.
Your favorite.
Yes.
Yes.
Nikita Lyons, Obafemi.
Yeah.
Oh, we got, what the hell? We got 2020 Rhea Ripley. We got Roman Reigns from 22. We also got the Roman Reigns Elite Edition, Bloodline Edition. That's pretty cool. We got Rosie, so we definitely do have 3-minute warning.
We have the shit. It's the superhero in training. Excuse me.
Yep.
So Ruka,
I don't know why my shit keeps skipping.
Oh,
but anyways,
I can't wait to see Sean Spears and Lexus King's entrance here in this game. Oh, those are gonna look so cool.
His entrance could be dope.
Yeah, man.
Yep. We got Sika. Sika is new to the game. Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
The Rock. The Non-Rock.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh shit. Oh, we got more. We got the pre-order exclusive. God damn it.
Yeah.
This thing keeps skipping on me. Anyways.
Tamina's doing it. Wow.
Okay. So Umaga. Undertaker Elite. So we got in the Dead Man edition.
All right.
Yokozuna. All right, and then we got the White Six, which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, and in the Dead Man edition, yeah. And then we get the 3 Bloodline. I don't know why they didn't put Jimmy in there. Yeah, but it'll be that. Whoa! Did they have DLC? Hold on. What the fuck? All right. DLC characters they'll talk about DLC later on. Sorry about this, guys. My computer's wild. So for arenas, let's see. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that we're getting.
They got the Rumble and they got Netflix.
They do have the Rumble. They got. Yep, and I know a lot of people are excited about Netflix Raw because they haven't been updating it. Why is my computer doing this? Jesus H. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay. Anyways, it looks like we're getting so why does Undertaker Elite look like a little bit more?
He does.
Get fiber optic.
I can see that. I can see that. Ludwig Borga. Oh man, what a name.
Miss Elizabeth as manager. Yep. So yeah, and Will said that they should have the Los Conquistadors as a DLC.
Wasn't that Christian and Edge?
Yeah, that was Christian. That was actually Christian. Yeah.
Oh wait. Excuse me.
And
Cope and Christian.
Oh, Cope and Mr. Your father is dead.
Your father is dead. So it looks like the big mode in the game is not just showcased this year. It looks like it's going to be the Island of Relevancy, where you can go and it's almost like an open world like NBA does, where you can rank up your character and stuff. So yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, this game could be great. It comes out March 17th. I think with pre-order, you get a week or 10 days in advance before the game comes out. So, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. It looks awesome. I'm excited. I'm going to pre-order. I have not yet, but I'm going to.
I really wish they would sell the $120 version physical copy, man. I don't like how they don't do it anymore.
No. I don't either. I would like to see all the copies in physical copy. Just honestly, I mean, just to have the cases, or because I remember like back in the day, back in like when they did the Smackdown 20th edition, right? Like that's where I got the Cope autograph from, and I got the Brock Lesnar fucking suplexing Big Show, breaking the ring, and then you had the 2K15. I got the Ric Flair up there. And then they had the 2K14 with the NXT edition. I got the Finn Balor action figure up there. And dude, it's just like I miss that shit. But unfortunately, they don't do those. I mean, I'm hoping that they give us super card QR codes. That would be great.
Probably will.
Yeah, I hope they do. I can't with them calling that. Yeah. Right. And also
they call them Cope because they have the Cope for the low ratings.
Yep. And their ratings just keep continuing to plummet. And finally before we get finally before we get into it, I want to share a TikTok that I had seen earlier this week. I loved it, and I think I shared it. I don't know if you guys got to actually see it. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it, but
I don't think it lets me watch because I uninstalled TikTok.
Okay, I think I might have shared the actual video in here, but anyways, I think this is probably my favorite thing that Roman has ever fucking said, and it wasn't on TV, but it was on an interview.
Oh, you're talking about an interview, right? Okay.
Yeah.
How you doing? I woke up. Everybody else is fucked because I woke up. That's how I look at it. You all had a chance until I woke up. Today's mine. That's just what it is.
I love Paul in the background. Just
he's like,
dude, I love that, and I might add that into our intro. I think that's great. It was. I thought it was pretty fucking cool because you don't get to hear Roman talk like that ever.
Yeah.
My thing is, like, I go back to like promos like when Cena was going after him in what was that 2022 or 21, something like that. I feel like if he wasn't put in the spot that he was put in, would he still have that mentality? You know what I mean? Like Roman is great. I won't take anything away from Roman. Roman was a great champion. He brought in a lot of merch. He brought in a lot of ratings. That said, everything Cena said to him was not wrong. Roman was put in the spot of Rock on steroids. And yes, ratings and merch. That's the name of the business. That's what we're here for. Yeah. You're putting asses in seats. But when you're constantly put in a position where everybody else can't grow, and I've said this on this podcast multiple times, the bloodline, no pun intended, bleeds across every fucking story. Yeah. How is everybody else supposed to grow? When we get to SmackDown and we cover how it ended, I'm going to double down on that statement because there has been a lot of people that go after Cody with his title reign. And when we get to that point of the show and we talk about SmackDown, I'm going to reiterate that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I agree to an extent, and I'll tell you why I agree and why I disagree with that, but we'll go on to SmackDown. JR, do you want to cover SmackDown?
Absolutely. We're going to go right to SmackDown here, live from Memphis, Tennessee, the FedEx Forum, home of the Memphis Grizzlies basketball team. We started off with, as we did with Monday Night Raw, we started with Jey Uso coming out. He had EQ'd the guys as saying, hit the theme one more time, and they did a yeet again. And then he brought out the champ, Mr. Cody Rhodes himself. All smiles there. Gave a hug to Jesus there, of course, his former tag champion. He basically told Jey the opposite of what Gunther said. He said it would be an honor to face you for the championship, but it would also be an honor to stand side by side with you as champion, holding it together after the main event. So, we have the little answer there. But then we get interrupted by Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Oh yes, go ahead.
We just got confirmed there's another release.
Oh, who's the release?
Elektra Lopez.
That's fine. Yeah, that kind of.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer, unfortunately.
Yeah, she was moved. It's not confirmed, but she was moved to the alumni section. So
that sounds like she's being released. Well, best of luck to her. Best of luck to her. So yeah, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga came out. He basically said, said Cody took away everything, and then he basically hug walked Jey by saying, if he wants somebody to represent him winning the title, it's definitely not going to be him, even though we said in this case here. And then super kick after from Jey, which was pretty personal to Tama. They all brawled, and then we basically have a tag match that will go on later tonight. In this case here. We then had our first match here, the first of the women, or actually the second women's qualifying match here on the women's side. We had Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven. And very solid match, as always, between these two. Piper Niven and Bianca Belair really give a good show here. But once again, Bianca Belair with the very impressive KOD on Piper Niven once again, and she gets the victory. So she is the second woman to qualify. She will join Liv Morgan in the chamber qualifier, in the elimination chamber. We then get the news that Katana Chance and Kaden Carter have been moved to SmackDown. So the last moves of the transfer window are completed here. They're part of it. Which then had a segment with Carmelo Hayes. Basically, he's talking all cocky. He's like, you should give me a bye to the Elimination Chamber. Nick Aldis is like, nope. So then he says, I have somebody here from Raw that wants to face you. And it's Akira Tozawa, of all people, that came out because Carmelo Hayes essentially cost him his shot at the Royal Rumble. And then IShow Speed then made his appearance there at the Rumble. So we didn't pull that up. Let's talk about the IShow Speed segment there.
I'll say too. IShow Speed got an Alexa Bliss pop, bro.
Yeah,
he got a louder pop than Joe Hendry did. Yeah. I can 1,000% confirm that.
Good, good. And you know what? As I said with like KSI and all those guys, he sold that spear brilliantly.
I mean,
And
got killed.
he got killed, man. So shout out to him, man. I don't care what you do, you're welcome anytime to WWE here, man. So you have Tozawa versus Mel later tonight. We then have a segment here with DIY and Pretty Deadly. Basically, they say that they're done with Motor City Machine Guns, and then all of a sudden, Pretty Deadly came out, and then they basically said that they said that we're coming after you, and then they did, but then they were like saying nope, no, we need a moment of silence for Motor City Machine Guns since they're done, and then Nick Aldis comes out and says, you know what? Sorry, yeah, you don't say the stuff I do. So you're gonna have a match with Pretty Deadly, and then if they win, they get a title match, which led to DIY versus Pretty Deadly in a non-title match. And we got a surprise win. We get Pretty Deadly, yes boy, getting the victory over DIY after some shenanigans with tights and the ropes there. So sounds like Pretty Deadly will get a tag team title shot in the near future. So we'll see when that happens there. We then have The Miz trying to still mentor Andrade, but then Andrade said, I did learn something from Miz last week of how to beat him, which I thought was pretty funny there. He walked away, and then he then interacted with Cody Rhodes, basically, and he says that Cody's like, I don't need your help. And then he basically says that, the champion changes him and to watch your back, essentially. We then get a recap of John Cena, as mentioned, declaring his participation in the men's chamber match, which already fills a spot there. So we already know it's John Cena and CM Punk in the chamber. Who's going to join them? We're about to find out with this segment here with Drew, the newest acquisition, Drew McIntyre. So I'm glad that they made the move for Drew McIntyre to go to SmackDown. Good for them. Versus Jimmy Uso and LA Knight. But before we get to that, there is something here that LA Knight said, and I want to give a shout out to him on this one here. So I'm going to say what he said here. But if I could for a second, I do want to say this. In my life, in my career, I want to be somebody who affects good change before I die. So I want to speak to all the men. All the boys in Memphis tonight and around the world, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If something arises in your life, it hits you in the feels, and you have to cry, let it out. It's good for your mental health. It doesn't make you any less of a man. But with that said, there's a line where it becomes too much. There are 3 guarantees in this life. Then he goes to his shtick here. Death, taxes, and Drew McIntyre crying like a damn baby. My God, Monday through Friday, every single week. All you do is cry. I think I walked out here and I think I heard somebody call you Drew McIntyre. Let's get all the silliness out of the way. Let's really think about this right now. What we're talking about right now, what we're talking about Wrestlemania. We're talking about Elimination Chamber. And we're talking about giving both of you something to really cry about, which is 2 of you meaning a 3 count. Just like that. All your Wrestlemania goals get dashed. And so it goes, oh, wait, I forgot to get my stuff in. Wink, wink. Memphis, tell them whose game this is. LA Knight. Yeah. And so, yeah, shout out to LA Knight there. Really cool breaking the fourth wall there and, giving a shout out to all of us out there. Really cool thing for you to do. And the match itself was great. Between Drew McIntyre, Jimmy Uso, and LA Knight, all 3 of them held their own there. And Drew McIntyre gets the victory with a Claymore to LA Knight. So he is the 3rd participant in the Money in the Bank, in the Elimination Chamber match with John Cena and CM Punk. So we already have an all-star group there already. We then had Byron Saxton had a backstage interview with Chris's favorite wrestler right now, Damian Priest. He says that McIntyre should be happy now, but because he lost, he'd be on the internet complaining right now. He wants to enter the Elimination Chamber so he can eliminate McIntyre, but then Braun Strowman joins the conversation, and he says that Priest shouldn't be the carriage in front of the horse. He'll be fighting Strowman and Jacob Fatu in an elimination qualifying match next week. So we got a big meat monster match next week between the Money in the Bank Elimination Chamber. It's about our truth, same thing, yeah. So I know you're not fond of Priest getting another shot at this, but remember I said it's a qualified match. He's not going to win the Chamber. And you need all your all-stars for a show like this. So,
But I don't want Hogan in the Chamber.
Fine. Fair enough. Okay. All right, fair enough. We then had Kevin, and then we had the promo that we were mentioning, which was Kevin Owens. And then let's get ready here. All right, he was in the car, all scarred up and everything, but and then he says the following: "We've been through a lot over the years. Me and you a lot, but I don't think we've ever been through anything like what happened on Saturday. You see these scars, these stitches, these scars that I'm always gonna have on my face, and trauma that you can't see, but I can feel to my neck and spine. The pain that I've been in this week, that I'm still experiencing right now, is probably never gonna go away completely. I'll have to live with that. And it's all your fault. Because, Sammy, you stood there and watched while Cody tried to end my career. I actually think he was trying to end my life. And you stood there and did nothing. And then later on, I watched the Royal Rumble match, and what do I see? You rushing to the end of Roman Reigns because someone is beating him up in the corner. But for me, you did nothing. You're a horrible friend. You're a disgusting human being. And I'll never forgive you. Never. But I'm going to make you pay. You're going to pay." So, there you go. I mean, the delusional Kevin Owens character keeps coming alive there. And congratulations to Kevin Owens as well. A new 5-year deal. He confirmed it at long last, so good for him.
Oh, man, no AEW run? Ugh.
No Kevin Steen.
I wanted to see Kill Steen Kill, bro.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, that's okay. They have Cope and all those FTR Bald and whatever, and Holograph and all those guys. Anyways, we then had Carmelo Hayes versus Akira Tozawa there, and as we found out through the releases, he is officially the last of the 205s remaining in the roster there. Hopefully he's still there for a while. Good match between the two there. Good solid match between Tozawa and Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes gets the victory. We keep talking about, him getting the losses, but he gets a win. A win's a win. He was solid there. And we'll see what happens with Carmelo Hayes next year. So good for him.
Phenomenal match.
What's that?
Great match. Great match between those two.
Yeah, very good stuff. Yeah, very good stuff between Tozawa and Hayes there. WWE then notes that they haven't received an update on the medical condition of Roman Reigns. Of course, he got the double stomp there. We then had a King in the house. We had an appearance of Jerry the King Lawler. So good to see him after all his health. After all his health scares. Yeah, really good to see the King there. Good for him.
He actually looked good too. He looked happy.
He really did. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm very happy for him. Yeah, I'm glad he's still up and running there. Good for him. We had a segment there with R-Truth trying to give Akira Tozawa some encouragement. He then congratulates Jey Uso on winning the King of the Ring. He says that Tozawa yeeted on himself, so he needs to go check on him. And then Cody Rhodes joins the conversation. Cody asks how he's feeling about WrestleMania. He said he would like to face Cody at WrestleMania, but he also has personal issues with Gunther. He's just undecided at the moment, so still don't have a decision for Jey yet here. We then have Charlotte Flair come out here, and then she had a segment with Tiffany Stratton. So much like she did with Rhea, she also talked down to Tiffany Stratton, actually here, basically saying, "Did you say something? That's just the plastic surgery the King has had." Oh, come on.
I can't trash King, man. The dude almost died.
The King has literally survived almost three heart failures, man. He's like,
bro, didn't he have one on TV?
He had one on TV. It's a legitimate heart attack on TV, man. We can't do that. Charlotte Flair goes, "Did you say something, sweetheart? You say when I say you can speak. And if you think that's not other women claiming to be on top, you just need to get in line." And he basically calls her a kid. And then Nia Jax and Candice LeRae come out, and they just basically have a back and forth, which then led to the reappearance of one Alexa Bliss, which led to our third Elimination Chamber qualifying match, which was Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae. Very solid seeing Alexa back in there. I thought she didn't look too rusty.
She looked great.
She hasn't been in the ring in roughly 2 years. Yeah. good stuff there. I love the. We did get a glitch of the Wyatt Six, as mentioned. And which then followed up by a Sister Abigail from Alexa. So glad that she still does that. And she picked up the victory. And she is going to Toronto. She will be joining Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan inside the chamber. We then had Byron Saxton having a backstage interview with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Chelsea says that she plans on entering the women's chamber match. She's going to have a qualifying match against Naomi next week. Bfab and Michin then join the conversation, saying they have unfinished business, and then so does Zelina Vega. She comes out here, the newest SmackDown Raw member there, and she says that that title's going to look good on them. So a lot of tension now in the mid card there for the women's division. So good to see there. We then have they don't have the line here for the Street Profits vignette here. Oh, shucks. Oh, well, I can't read it. But yeah, great promo to show why the Street Profits did what they did. And I'm loving, I think, Chris, I mentioned this. This is basically, I think, the true version of the Street Profits we've been wanting to see for quite a while. So, yeah, this is going to be, I'm excited to see what they're going to
do. Did you notice, I think, Chris, you might have said that they use the line the revolution will be televised.
I think I might have been reaching a little bit, but sorry.
Oh, you thought it was the I think I know what you meant. Yeah.
The violence will be televised.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if I can find the
Ricky Stars.
SmackDown Feb 7th. I'm just going to see.
Shout out to Ricky for beating Kenta this past weekend, by the way.
Oh yes, that's right. He became a champion. You're right. Yes. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't find the puzzle here. Oh well, never mind. We then had them said. Then we had another promo from the Motor City Machine Guns saying they're not ready for a fight, and that Santos and Los Garza are ready to take that offer on for the Motor City Machine Guns. So I guess they're gonna have another tag match, which is no problem. Which then led to our main event here of Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso facing Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. You know, 4 professionals, always, good match overall for the most part.
Cody had really good chemistry.
Yes, they did. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff there with all 4 there. And then it ended with Tama Tonga getting the Crossroads and the victory for Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. And then we had the return of one Solo Sikoa. And I know that came with a big sigh from yourself there, Chris. Sort of for myself as well, but then I pointed this out to Sean, and then I pointed out to you as well after. I personally think it's not going to lead to Cody versus Solo again. But then again, and I also said the word filler for now until Mania. So, I mean, we had to do something with Cody there. If you're going to put him in something at the chamber, then that will be it. But it's possible Solo could be doing something for somebody else there, for a certain final boss, but remains to be seen. But that was SmackDown from Memphis, Tennessee. Pretty solid for the most part, as always. Let's see what happens for next week.
So I just want to first off, I'm going to bring up The Rock because I think he's something that needs to be addressed. The fact that we haven't seen him since Bad Blood, right?
No, Raw on Netflix.
Oh, right. He came back for Raw on Netflix, but that was a nothing return. But the fact that they had him come back storyline-wise for Bad Blood to do nothing with it still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Fast forward to what happened this past Friday. Again, I understand it's filler. I just think that the entire title reign that Cody has had has been shadowed by the entire bloodline. The entire fucking bloodline. And now we're at a point where the possibility of Jey Uso, another bloodline member, might choose Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. I don't want to see another bloodline and Cody Rhodes match for the next, forever. Because his title reign has been tainted by the bloodline. Like, we're going back to the promo that Reigns cut on that clip that you shared, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Roman can have that mentality, and he has earned that mentality. But when you're literally, your hand is in every part of every division, how is a guy like Cody supposed to thrive and get and evolve as a champion when it's nothing but the bloodline? Tell me who has thrived under Solo besides Jacob Fatu. Tama Tonga didn't. Loa got injured. Nobody has thrived under Solo Sikoa. Nobody.
Yeah.
And I just think we're at a point in this entire conversation where people need to start being honest and say that the bloodline is too much.
Yeah.
Like, we're going on the 6th fucking year of a bloodline main event at WrestleMania. I'm happy for Jay. I have nothing wrong with Jay Uso winning the Rumble. There was nobody else, and I agree with it was either Will or Ryan that said it, that Cena shouldn't have won that Rumble, and I agree. I was there for Cena winning, but I didn't expect him to win. That being said, hold on, let me look at the chat 1 second. Okay.
Yeah. But then again, it's like with Cena, I don't think with Cena, I think it's all about the chase for him to get number 7
100%.
at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you hot shot it at for Royal Rumble to rest right there, and it's like already the chase is done. If he's going to be there for the full year, you got to make the chase happen throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
Like whether it ends at SummerSlam, fine, no problem. But you don't want it done right away in this case.
Right. And I feel like the bloodline just being invested into every part of every fucking story. Like, I'm surprised they don't have a female taking over every title that's there right now.
Nia Jax.
Yeah, well, Nia Jax is like indirectly involved in the bloodline. So it's like, at some point, man, this roster needs to evolve beyond the fucking bloodline. We did it without Cena. Why can't we do it without the bloodline for 6 months?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We only had 2 Cody Rhodes matches without a bloodline member involved. And ever since AJ Styles, we've had Solo and fucking Cody since last year.
Yeah.
It needs to end. Just like Damian getting a title shot. It needs to end somewhere. Because if Damian goes in the chamber, I don't have a problem with Damian being in the chamber. I just don't want him getting another opportunity after opportunity. It's exhausting.
But he's not.
Well,
that's the point. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
no, I know.
It's gonna be Damian or Jacob Fatu. I don't see Braun Strowman going in the chamber.
No, he ain't gonna win. There's no way he's gonna win. Yeah. And it seems
but we also said the same thing about Finn Balor, and look what happened with him and Damian.
Yeah.
Look what they did to that poor guy.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, he got 0 reaction at the Rumble.
Yeah. So also one of the things I think that that JR and I were talking about before we hit record or hit live was every time The Rock has come back after this past WrestleMania, it's been when Solo's lost. Except for Survivor Series. Right? Yeah. So when Solo lost to Cody and Roman, Rock came back. And then Solo lost to Roman, lost to Ulafala to Roman on Raw. And JR's name is killing me. So I think they're leaning more toward The Rock as the shot caller, but I mean, even then, they keep saying like this bloodline story isn't over, and I really want it to be over. Like, I love everything that the bloodline has done up until Solo took over. The only benefit to Solo taking over is he brought Jacob Fatu and Gorillas of Destiny, but I mean, we've seen the Botch Machine himself, the fucking Tamaloa, and Tongaloa, and then we saw Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga is a blessing, right? But like at some point this bloodline storyline has to end, and like you said,
It's just too much, man. Like
yeah, we're going on the 6th year.
we're at a point of the story where it's just like, okay, can we invest in new stars? Like this is the only reason I'm salty about any kind of releases is because of guys like not Chase, fucking Duke Hudson getting released because he's not a main roster guy, quote unquote, is what the report said. But he's not a main roster guy because he's not a bloodline member.
Yeah.
If he was a bloodline member, I guarantee you they would have him on the main roster and debut in the same fucking way that Solo debuted.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. But it looks like we're on the road to WrestleMania. And there's a lot of paths that are unclear right now. We still don't know who either one of the Rumble winners is choosing, which is odd because normally they claim their stakes right away. Also, we don't have a clear-cut scene for the IC title. It could be Sheamus. I would love to see Sheamus get that WrestleMania moment that he deserves with the IC title.
I think that's the goal. I think that should be the realistic goal. But I also think it should be like a gimmick match. I don't think it should be a regular match.
Yeah. We still don't know who threw the pie at KO a while ago. Yeah, we don't. It
was Vince McMahon.
Yep, and we still don't have a undefined or a defined challenger. From Curtis Axel, the longest Royal Rumble winner. Yeah, man, still has not declared who he's going for, so we don't have that answer, right? But in all seriousness, man, like this WrestleMania could be great or it could be shit, and it all depends on how they book it. Yep, Curtis still hasn't been eliminated.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that man is he's still there. So, I mean, at the end of the day, WrestleMania could be great or it could be shit. It depends on how they book. But knowing Triple H's booking, it's going to be great. Some people are saying that it could be Solo versus Jacob Fatu.
No, thank you.
No, I don't want to see that. There's even fantasy booking of Triple H, or not Triple H, but Roman versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
I'm not against it because it's a story that has been something since 2012, but I also want it to make sense. I don't want it to just be thrown together just because.
So what I'm seeing people predicting that it could be is that match is night one. To see who goes on to face or to be added into the Cody Rhodes Heavyweight Championship match, which I don't want to see.
Don't do that.
I don't want to see that shit again, not for a while, right? Because last year we seen Cody be put in a fucking match, in a tag team match, the first night, the headline night one, to see if it would be Bloodline Rules or not, and then we had WrestleMania 30 where Daniel Bryan fought Triple H to be added into the main event match, right? So like it's lazy booking, in my opinion. It's lazy fucking booking. Let the storylines run out how they will. Now if you have something wild planned for night two, cool. Awesome. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see another fucking
it
triple
being
threat.
10 weeks away, I'm not really concerned with how the card's going to look. The thing I'm most concerned about is what they're going to do to Cody. Because I don't think he's going to drop it at WrestleMania. But I also don't want him to face a Bloodline member either.
And if it looks like Jay could choose, it could be Gunther, right? Because the promo's saying I could beat him, right? Like, what do they do? Do they have Gunther just beat the dog shit out of Jay all the way up till WrestleMania once he announces who he's going for? Yeah, oh, absolutely. And
trial and fire.
Yeah, and like literally have him just beat the shit out of Jay for the whole time leading up until Mania.
I think if he doesn't pick Cody, which I really hope he fucking doesn't, if he doesn't pick Cody, we could recreate that Eddie Guerrero and Unknown hugging as champions at the end of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we could. And that has to be the main event of night 2. Like, I don't want to see Cody at main event night 2 because that spot wasn't earned. That's reserved for the Royal Rumble winner. And I thoroughly think that Charlotte should
take a step back.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
disagree completely.
Well, Chris Benoit? Yeah.
Who's
That's
that?
who we
Yeah, Error 404. Yeah.
Error, yeah, we call him Error 404. No, the reason I'm saying that is because the Royal Rumble winner is the winner has an automatic main event, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that's who it should be reserved for, right? Because Cody got his main event spot last year,
Sure.
right? To face Roman. And so Jay earned it, and Jay should be main eventing night 2. And I know that that's not popular, but honestly,
I don't think it's a matter of it being unpopular. My thing is kind of going back to what I was saying about Cody's title reign to begin with.
Yeah.
Cody has been criticized his entire title reign for not having a great title reign or whatever. Like, it's stale, whatever. You know the bad faith that comes from there. What would that say for Cody's title reign if he were to step back for Jay? I'm not saying Jay doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying that at all. But Cody taking a step back would be a fucking mistake, in my opinion. I think it would be a mistake.
Honestly, they could do a co-main event again, right?
Yeah, or have a main event night 1.
Yeah, well, yeah, they could have main event night 1, or and you could have Charlotte main event night 2 with do a co-main event, or you could have her do co-main event night 1. But honestly, I don't know, man. I know, like,
it's a good problem to have because you need to have fans care about one or the other, and that's why I'm worried for Cody because of this solo shit. Again, we are 10 weeks away from WrestleMania. That's plenty of time to build to whatever you're going towards. Having Solo as a filler is not the move, and that's just my opinion. I don't think Solo is anything important. I think he's arguably one of the worst Bloodline members they've introduced next to Tongaloa. But I also think that if we're going the direction of Solo being part of anything, have him go for a fucking mid-carder or a tag team or something, man, because I'm just tired of seeing Solo. Just like I was tired of seeing Gunther and Damian, I don't want to see Solo and Cody again.
No.
If Solo loses again, what does that say for Solo's spot? You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, absolutely. Cody's title reign, I felt, is WWE trying to make up for dropping the ball with Cody versus Damian Sandow. Hey, why not? Why not?
Fucking Damian Sandow, come on, bro.
No, but I mean, honestly, I think he should go against Nakamura. I think, or whoever the Intercontinental Champion is at WrestleMania, or no, the U.S. Champion is at WrestleMania, and let it play out as it will. I don't know, man. I'm still in the vein of let's do a fucking 6-man ladder match for the IC title because we haven't seen one of those in ages.
And then you were already teased Penta versus Braun, so I mean you gotta involve Penta in there with Braun.
Here's my thing about that, though. I'm not confident that Braun would look very good in a ladder match.
You don't need him to.
I only say that because I'm thinking of how he works and how he loves to do that Hurricane Rana spot, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, Braun just doesn't come off as a guy who would look good. It's kind of like putting Goldberg in a ladder match. You know what I mean? Braun is better. Braun is better. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I feel like it's like putting Goldberg in a ladder match.
I will equate this.
We have a lot of time for this.
I'll equate this to kind of when they had Brock Lesnar win the Money in the Bank.
Right.
Everybody, You mean the Frankensteiner? Yeah. Get it right, damn it.
And then with Brock Lesnar winning that Money in the Bank, and Ali was stupid enough not to pull the damn freaking briefcase before it come out.
Dude, yeah, that Mustafa Ali promo. He should have just pulled that. He should have gone into business for himself. Yeah. But no, man. I equate this to like them if they were to do that, putting him in a ladder match, like Brock Lesnar, right? Like he can feud on the outside, try and like joke around about climbing up the ladder, but we really know he's not going to. Sheamus has more than enough experience in ladder matches. Let him fucking win.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And like honestly, I love Penta, but I don't want them to rush Penta into any title matches right now, or at least as a champion. Let him grow.
I don't think hot-shotting him's a bad idea, but I also don't think putting a title on him's a great idea right now either.
No. He'll get his at some point. Yeah, but not right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But gentlemen, it's coming about that time.
Daniel King.
Hold on.
I finally had the transcript for Street Profits. I'm just going to read it quickly here before we go because it's quite.
Yeah. Go ahead and read it real quick.
Yeah. You're okay. It says, "What? You thought you were going to win the tag team champions and not see us? Motor City, we wouldn't be in this position right now if we didn't give it our opportunity to win. DIY, your days are numbered because we're coming for you. Every time the Street Profits get close to the tag team titles, somebody just wants to show up. Somebody wants to appear out of nowhere. Somebody just wants to screw us over. We're no more. Life's a crutch. And y'all can finally say, y'all saw me walking around on this thing." And then Montez, "Woo! I love seeing that passion. I see it. I feel it. I know it. Congratulations. You've officially pissed off the Street Profits. But we don't like all of these strangers coming in here making shots like they've been here all the time. How many brothers and tag teams are we going to see turn on each other just for them, to mend together because they don't know the grass is greener on the other side? So sad. We've always been together. We're going to stay together, and this violence will be televised. God have mercy on yourselves, because we want the smoke."
Perfect.
That was a fucking great promo.
It might be the best promo of their career.
That honestly, that's the true. This is the true version of the Street Profits we've been waiting for. So,
Hurt Business who?
What's that?
I said Hurt Business who?
Hurt Business who? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right, but anyways, we got that promo out. It's about that time. And before we go, Chris, what are you excited for this week?
I'm excited for Raw tomorrow. Bianca going to turn probably 9. We still got to close the Jade story.
Yep.
So that's another build that we haven't started seeing yet. I'm excited for NXT as always. I think NXT is going to be fun. We're going to see some more TNA guys, I'm assuming, and girls. But we'll see, man. I think we're in for a hell of a ride for WrestleMania in the Chamber. We just got Rey Mysterio and who the hell is he going?
Logan
again?
Paul.
Logan
Paul.
Yeah. So Logan Paul is going to be in the Chamber because we know Rey Mysterio is not going to be in that Chamber.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Yep. Absolutely. JR, what are you excited for?
Yep. We're looking forward to the continuing build of this. We're also going to have Roxanne going up against Raquel Rodriguez.
All right.
So, Roxanne's first official match. So, sounds like she's going to be in the Chamber, which is quite exciting there. So, looking forward to that.
Alexander's going to AEW, bro.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. Nah, I don't think we need a reunion. Ethan Page is good on his own. He doesn't need a North reunion there. That's right. Yeah. Looking forward to that. And then, this week should be very interesting how everything develops. And then, so Avengers Day is this Saturday. So I know Chris and I are going to be looking forward to watching that. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am excited for the Super Bowl tonight and the halftime show. I know that you guys aren't going to watch it. Well, I know JR, you're going to watch it, but and Fly Eagles Fly. I'm not an Eagles fan, I'm a Commanders fan, but they fall in my division, so I'd much rather see them win than a fucking three-peat.
Yep.
And Kendrick Lamar. I'm excited about Kendrick Lamar. He's one of the hottest rappers known to man. So I'm excited to see him. And I'm excited to see these commercials that Elon Musk spent $40 million on.
Bro, that's gonna be crazy.
Oh,
I think this man's gonna drop some bombshells in the Super Bowl. I really do.
Yes, he does. Yes, he is. I'm excited to watch the Eagles versus the rest of the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was the Eagles versus Taylor Swift. What do you mean?
Well, it's good. No, there's a different showdown. It's Taylor Swift versus Donald Trump.
Yeah,
and we're gonna have some family over tonight and Friday, Valentine's Day. So hey, I gotta do. I gotta do a boyfriend thing. Also, I'm excited to continue planning my trip to fucking Orlando. Get to see Chris. Get to meet Chris.
Buddy.
Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna get a full ass Hagrid get up, and I'm gonna dress up like Hagrid when I go to Harry Potter Land. I'm fucking excited about that. But yeah, it's gonna be a wild week. And yeah, so until next weekend, hope you guys have a good weekend. Will, thank you for real quick. I'm gonna shout out Will. I'm gonna shout out Will for a reason. Will has been my biggest supporter since 2007.
Will's the GOAT.
Will's the GOAT.
Will's the thrill.
I met Will when I was stationed in Italy, and he became more of my.
Is Will in the service too?
Yeah.
Yo, Will, thank you for your service too, man.
Will took care of me in the night. He has seen every version of me. He's seen the addict, the alcoholic. He's seen the suicidal version of me. He's seen the progressing, and then this. And Chris and JR. Will's been my number one fucking biggest fan, and so I'm grateful for Will. I went to North Carolina this past summer, I think, and I went down to Fort Bragg, and Will lives down that way, and him and I sat and had lunch, had a really good reunion. It was awesome. And so he's one of the OGs, man, and I'm grateful for Will. He's one of my best friends of all time, along with Chris and a few other people, and so I am eternally grateful for Will. Will saved my life on more occasions than I care to think about. He said, wait, didn't you mean Fort Liberty? Yeah, no, fuck that. I ain't calling it Fort Liberty. I'm calling it Fort Bragg. But anyways, Will, every time Will jumps on, I'm grateful to see his name pop across the screen. And so, yeah. And I found out Will was a wrestling fan over in Italy. So we as wrestling fans, we create more of that bond. And so Will was the first person that knew that my daughter's mother was pregnant, because we lived with him when we found out. We lived with him when we found out that she was pregnant. So he's goddaughter to my daughter, and so I'm grateful for him, man. He's a lifesaver. But anyways, yeah. And Will, thanks for being there. Ryan, thank you for commenting. Everybody that's been here and been active in the chat, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks to my dad, still have the original VHS of the first WrestleMania.
Love it.
Very nice.
Yeah, yep. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for commenting and engaging with us. It's always awesome to have everybody here. And until next time, have a good week and much love.
Peace.
Deuces, ooses.